We are live here on Plus One EXP's Roll for Content channel. My name is Tony Vicinda. I am Chief Alchemist here at Plus One EXP. Our hope here at Plus One is to help amazing designers find great players who love their games and amazing players find great designers whose games they can love. We do that in a lot of different ways, but the most fun way is sitting down with those designers to play those games. That's exactly what we are doing tonight. We're sitting down with somebody you've seen on stream before. You've even seen them on stream playing the polymorph system before, because I think the first time they got a chance to play it was here on Plus One. That's Irene, and tonight we are playing Scurvy Buggers. Irene, why don't you tell people who you are, what you do, and tell us a little bit about the game we're about to play.
Yeah, so I'm Irene. You might know me as Space Job on TikTok. I am responsible for beggar talk, kind of. And yeah, Scurvy Buggers is a polymorph game of pirates and found family and messy interpersonal relationships in the crew. And it's, yeah, been working on it with 9th level all year, and I'm very excited about it.
Speaking of 9th level, let's go. Usually I am the furriest creature on screen. Not so tonight. Yeet.
Challenge accepted.
Why don't you tell us who you are, what you do, and where folks can find you and your lovely work online?
So I'm Yeet, the Kobold, and I the 9th level spokes Kobold. I work for 9th level games, supporting their products, and 9th level's been working with Irene on bringing this game. It's currently on the Kickstarter, where it has already funded, but we will gladly take more of your money. And we're doing some cool stuff, and I'm very excited to play this game. Enough that I went out and got my ears pierced, and while I was doing that, I accidentally got poked in the eye.
Did you go to Claire's at the mall?
I was going to go to Claire's, but all malls, they're just like empty wastelands. So I literally just asked a passerby to just pierce my earring. Like I just gave me the earring.
Excellent.
It was as effective.
Awesome.
Very excited.
Very good. Glad to have you on here. Too bad that no one else from 9th level can make it, but we're really glad that they're locked up in a closet somewhere that you're here with us. Let's kick it over to Steve next. Steve, why don't you tell people who you are, what you do, and where folks can find you online?
I'm Steve Jackson. I make games. I have been doing it for, I guess, about 4 decades. If you're into role-playing, you have probably heard of the Fantasy Trip, and I hope you have heard of GURPS, if not, my life is wasted. And there was also Killer, for those who like the live stuff. And we do not advise playing Killer anymore because you'll get killed for real. It was a gentler time back then. And it is at www.sjgames.com.
Steve, do you ever introduce yourself as Steve Jackson of the eponymously named games company?
Not yet.
Feel free to take that one.
In the future.
That idea.
I think that's yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
I'm very excited. If you're watching this stream, you don't know what GURPS is. I haven't done my job. Speaking of me doing my job, one of my co-owners here with us, Keegan. Why don't you tell people all the things about you?
Yeah, hi, I'm Keegan. I stream here. I'm very tired right now.
Awesome. I'm very excited to play with everybody. We're going to dive in just 1 minute, talk a little bit about safety and a few other things. Before we do that, I have a question for everybody, and that's, Irene, do you like zines?
Yeah.
Steve, do you like zines?
Oh, yes.
Yeet, do you like zines?
I like some zines.
Awesome. Well, if only there was a great way that you each.
If only I had a TV show about zines.
If only you had a TV show about zines, Yeet. It would be great if people went over and checked out rpgzine.club. That's RPG Zine Club. which is an offering here from Plus One. We work with new and emerging creators every single month to release 2 zines, one story game focused, one adventure game focused, and we send them out to you. Helps us invest in new and emerging voices, helping them get their games to print without having to go through all the rigmarole of going through crowdfunding or other things like that. We also work especially with people in the global south or for some other reason can't access traditional crowdfunding structures. So if you want to invest more in the creative community, if you want to get really cool zines every month, have a shelf that's as stocked as Yeet's is, head over to rpgzine.club. It'll help make things more sustainable in the games community and help make things more sustainable for our channel. The other thing we want to mention here at the top of the show is the Wassailing of Claus Manor is going live next week. It's a horrific holiday spirit-inspired RPG. If you've ever wondered what would happen over time if the Claus family went insane and their servants had to keep Christmas on track, it's kind of part Bedlam Hall, part Trophy Dark, a really great system by the team that brought you Butter Princess this last year, is launching the Wassailing. We're helping them get it out into the world. If you help it get funded over the course of the next couple of weeks, you'll have the digital version before Christmas and you'll have the physical versions around Epiphany. So please come over, go follow the campaign over on Kickstarter. But you didn't come here to hear about those games, even though they're all great. You came here to hear about Scurvy Buggers. Before we dive into play for that, let's talk about safety here at Plus One, because we play a lot of different systems with a lot of different people, and because we think that anytime you sit down to play a game, everybody should be comfortable and know what to expect in the game. We use a couple of different tools. Irene, I forgot to ask in advance, does Scurvy Buggers have a specific safety tool set in mind as you play, or are lines, veils, and the X card good?
Lines, veils, and the X card are good. There is an additional, because it's a troop style game, one of the things that we have brought up in safety tools is a sort of secondary form of veil, which is not to the character I'm playing at the moment. So for instance, if you don't like playing like role-playing heavy PvP argument type things, but someone else does, and there's a scene that you want to happen, you can just switch sheets for a little bit, let someone else drive. So there is that as well. But yeah, lines, veils, X card, all good.
Awesome. So we're going to talk about
and an announcement in the beginning of the book that just says like, "Hey, pirates were bad people in a bad time."
Also, that
this is a fiction game about personal relationships, not about the greater historical context. Please don't argue.
Be good to each other. All that.
Be nice to each other.
Good. Awesome. So
them.
lines are things that may happen in the world of the game, but they don't happen while we're playing it. They're things that are off limits. So sexual violence and sexual coercion are 2 hard lines we have here on the stream, always and forever. Does anybody have any other lines that they want to add to the game, though?
Well, I would probably play better if I'm not in any scenes of graphic torture, which is a pirate world thing. But I don't need it in my pirate world.
Cool. All right, we can put a line on graphic torture for sure. Awesome. So veils are things that may happen while we play, but we address them within a certain context when they come over. So this would be just mentioning them and moving on. It would be we only address them within a certain context. We fast forward to the next scene after they come up. Does anybody have any veils that they want to add? And then the X card is the ability for anybody to say or type X at any point in time. We'll stop and pause the game, identify what the issue is, pull it out, and move forward in a different direction. You don't have to explain yourself, but you're also welcome to if you want to. The last safety tool that we have in place is an open door policy, which means we're all real people with real lives who have real things going on. So you might see somebody need to talk to somebody off screen, step off, turn off their camera for a minute. All those things are normal actions that people should take care of to take care of themselves. If you're watching, we hope you stay hydrated, stretch if you need to, and pause and take as many breaks as you want. We will also too. So with that said, Irene, I'm going to hand things over to you. Unlike what we normally do on stream, we are actually going to walk through kind of character creation. So why don't you take us away, my captain?
My captain.
All right. So Scurvy Buggers, like all polymorph games, has 4 basic roles. So, and each one is associated with a die size. So you can be the Genteel and roll a d4, the Dauntless with the d6, the Menace with a d8, or the Stalwart with a d10. So character creation goes pretty quickly. If you're setting up for a campaign, the GM also makes a character just so there's more than there are players, and to let the troop style thing shine. Since this is a one shot, I'm not doing that right now. Each character is also going to have a flag, which is sort of their call to piracy and most guiding principle. And so when you roll the highest face on your die, you succeed if what you're doing is in line with what motivates you to be a pirate, and you fail if you're not living up to that. You also get 2 edges, which are sort of advantages, and most importantly, everyone is going to pick bonds with their crewmates. So by the time we get in, we have sort of relationship seeds in between each other, and the reason I wanted to build characters on stream was so that y'all would decide who you are to each other.
Into it.
Love it, love it, love it. Awesome. So you just walked us through all the things we have to do. I guess we should start talking through and making choices then. All right, is that correct? You want to walk us through the 4 different character classes just so people on stream know what we're picking between?
While we're having this conversation, I know that we have a off-screen spreadsheet storing this information.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys might be shocked to hear this. I don't know how to use a keyboard.
You know what? I'm not shocked to hear that.
It's okay, Yeet. I can take dictation.
Great. That's thank you. Also, I don't spell really well.
And also that means no dead air because we can walk through Yeet's character specifically in front of everybody while
Great.
So many wins.
We have what? We have 4 roles. We have the genteel, which is like the thinky planny strategic pirate.
Charismatic and delicate.
And delicate. Oh, I like it. The dauntless, which is the D6, the mover, the shaker, leap into the fray. Don't look both ways before crossing traffic. The menace, the D8, the Dennis. You're there to wreck shop, especially if it's an actual shop. Wreck it, take all their stuff. And the stalwart, which I do like how Irene says that. Can you say that word again?
Stalwart.
Stalwart. It's really hard for me to get that L in there. Stalwart. But the stalwart is the upstanding. You're strong. You're a survivor. You're Destiny's Child. You're gonna make it through, no matter what anybody says.
Awesome, love it. Does anybody have one of those they're gravitating towards? Steve, you said that you had already kind of started looking at one.
I'm looking at the Dauntless because I have a young character in mind, and he's basically far too innocent to be on a pirate ship.
Love it.
But he thinks that this is cool.
Anybody else have one they're leaning towards?
I don't have a die preference, but I do have a name. I want to be called Tall Johnny.
I love it. Keegan, how about you?
I'm happy to go with Menace. That feels
what a surprise. And we could replicate, but I love variety. Do you want genteel or stalwart? I'm happy to take either one.
I think that Tall Johnny sounds like a stalwart.
Okay.
Stalwart.
I mean, I do love the way that the math works on a D4 in the polymorph system because it means I'm going to succeed a lot, and so I'm happy to take a genteel.
All right. What is Tall Johnny's age and pronouns?
Tall Johnny is of indeterminate age, like somewhere older than this kid, but definitely not that old.
Okay.
And for pronouns, we'll go with he.
Okay. And are we looking at flags or?
Is this the flag we fly? Tell us a little bit about the flag mechanic again.
Yeah. So, the highest face on every die is the flag, And in Scurvy Buggers, each pirate has their own personal flag and code. There's going to be a spot if you want to draw a flag on your character sheet as well. And so some examples of flags that you can have are adventure, which sounds maybe like it's someone here, you know. So you've sort of chosen to be a pirate, and maybe people think that you're a little crazy. Family, like found family at sea. It could be blood. You're out for revenge against someone or some abstract concept. You know, so there's 10 different flags. And you can kind of create your own. But the flag face on the die is a conditional success based on that. And a lot of things in Scurvy Buggers are very, you know, the conditional successes are like, are you in line with abstract principle? So they can be argued potentially, and the way that that gets resolved in this game is through the pirate tradition of democracy. So if something is maybe in the interest of the crew gets to decide if it qualifies.
Love it, love it, love it.
I imagine that my flag, Tall Johnny's flag, is the like a storm cloud, and with like some birds above it.
Yeah. And which
if it yeah. And I think it's about looking at the horizon. Tall Johnny's looking out there, like the spyglass kind of jammy.
All right. So that's a new one. When would that flag succeed?
When it's thinking about the future.
Okay.
Looking forward, not looking behind.
All right.
Like it.
All right. Tell us a little. Good.
Or no.
Well,
Tell us about edges.
Yeah. So edges are just sort of little bits of flavor, sort of skills or advantages that you can invoke and play. They're just stuff that you're good at, largely, or good things. So bits of your background, because the roles are pretty open-ended, so edges are kind of a way to hone in and sort of replace something you'd get out of like a class or background in another system. And there's a list in the quick start. But you know, some of my favorite are literate, which is a distinct advantage in this game over most other characters. I think stowaway makes you really good at hiding. There's
Cool.
okay.
just
Well, I have a concept beginning to develop here.
Marinating.
So yes, marinating mariner.
Is marinating one of your edges, Yeet?
That would
Marinate it.
nope.
that's terrifying. I think that Nate is 14 years old. His birth name is Nathaniel Ellicott, but he's either called Nate, and I'm not sure he has any pronouns other than "Hey kid."
Use.
But he or him, if that becomes vital, but he usually gets called "Hey kid." He's big for his age, but his age is not very big. So he might present as 16, he might present as 17, but he has no more common sense than any 14-year-old. He was born on a fishing boat. He was raised on a fishing boat. He really didn't want to spend his life on a fishing boat. And when he pulled himself up the side of our as yet unnamed ship, all he could think about was, I'm going to be a pirate. And his edges come from having spent literally all his life on a boat, which is rigor. I mean, if there is a knot, he can tie it, and sea legs.
Rigor and sea legs. Good.
So, what we have here is a really good sailor who has no business being a pirate, but don't tell him that.
You know what? Now that I'm looking at these edges, I think I'm gonna change my age.
Okay.
I think tall Johnny is like real old.
Real old?
Because I'd like to take seasoned. And you gain advantage on all knowledge and experience related rolls and disadvantage on rolls for physical speed or strength. That sounds like me. And I'll take cartographer. I have a penchant for tattooing maps on people.
Nice.
Like this kid here.
Sure, sounds good to me.
Does Nate have any tattoos yet?
I guess we'll determine that as time goes on.
This sounds like a good.
No, he's got some random ink from being on a fishing boat all his life, and occasionally
crawls every night.
Yeah, nothing meaningful yet.
All right, Tony and Keegan, what are y'all brewing up?
Keegan, why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, I have named my pirate Taylor. They are 29. They have the Mischief flag. And their edges are larcenist, so they're an expert pickpocket and thief, as well as raconteur, so they can really tell a story to entertain or deceive.
I like the fact that you are a larcenous storytelling menace.
Yeah. It's good energy.
Yeah.
The only way to go.
I'm here to resolve some problems via storytelling and taking your stuff.
So the blood roll doesn't actually have to be physical violence. It can be emotional violence.
Yeah.
So this works great. Taylor can lay down a roast.
I am, I think, leaning towards so my name is my character is Charles Driftwood Regulus. He him pronouns, age let's say 28. I am leaning towards cultured, and what was the one that I was looking at?
Only you know the answer to that.
Is it pronounced musicer is how is what it's. I was like, I'm looking at all those vowels and they're not making sense in my brain initially. Which means I'm a gifted musical performer. Musiker. Musiker is almost what came out of my mouth. My flag is circumstance, and my it's specifically embodied by a log floating in the water, is what it is. And so I do not know how I ended up here, but I am here, and it seems good to just kind of go along with things until I could either not be here or things just get better. One of the two.
Go with the flow. Yep. Old Driftwood. Just going with the flow.
Well, I
should say young Driftwood.
Driftwood.
Going with the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all of us. Are we on to bonds next?
Yeah, so the bonds are worth 1, 2, 4, or 8 marks. Marks kind of being like XP. And they are sort of tiered based on how positive and stable they are, essentially. So an 8 mark bond is your best mate, true love, chosen family, right? Your ride or die people. A 1 mark bond is someone that you absolutely cannot stand. There's enemies, mutual contempt, maybe exes who hate each other. 4s are positive and mutual, but potentially circumstantial or have some element of instability. So like mates who are on the same ship, but maybe if they were on different ships, wouldn't keep up with each other that well. You're good friends, but there's some circumstance. If someone's your mentor, you guys are co-conspirators, so like you're tight, but maybe you're going to get each other into trouble. Those are all 4 marks. And then a 2 mark is where it gets spicy. And those are sort of polar or conflicted. So if you owe someone a debt or a favor, if they know a secret about you, there's maybe your rivals who respect each other, have a little bit of sexual tension. Anything like that is going to go in the 2-star category. And so we're going to pick up to 6 marks worth of bonds to start out. You could do a 4 mark and a 2 mark, or 2 2s, and just kind of get each other, how do you feel about each other? And then important to note that you write down the mark sort of from your character, the bond from your character's perspective on your sheet, and then assign the strength. So these might look very different. For instance, a 2 mark might be, wow, I think that this person is brilliant and so cool. And then the other side of that might be, yeah, they follow me around like a puppy dog, and it's a little weird. Right? So that's a 2-star, and then 2 mark, and depending on which one you're looking at, you're going to get different idea of that. So yeah.
All right, who wants to detest me?
Yeah, you can take a 1 if you want to take a 1.
I want to get right into this.
Do both sides of a relationship, do the players of both sides of a relationship know the whole picture?
Yes. Yeah, normally, yes, you know what's going on. Secrets are more fun when everyone
we could trade characters, so
yeah, but
right.
In general, also, like, this player has a secret crush on the character, is a really great example of something that if you hide that, then it's informing your decisions, but nobody else can play into it, right? Where if those secrets are table knowledge, then now all of the players know we should send these 2 characters off alone if somebody has to go off alone, because that'll be really funny, because now they're in a situation. So it lets everyone
Put them in the boat.
Yeah, it lets everyone get in on creating little setups for that and playing off that secret together.
Well, the obvious one for a 14-year-old who wants to be a pirate is mentor and protege with some of the
you want to
older, more experienced pirates he's going to follow around like a puppy dog.
So Nate, do you want to follow the guy that goes with the flow, the guy that tells a good story, or the old dude?
The guy who tells a good story is probably the one I'm going to follow.
Seems good.
Love it.
Taylor, right? Taylor?
Yeah. And Taylor, how do you feel about that?
I'm fine with it.
It's fine.
I feel like I'm used to it. Will be the...
Okay, so there's a fondness there, or at least a neutrality.
Yeah.
Let's go with the 4 marker for that one, I think.
Okay.
So I think that Driftwood has never done a day of work in his life. And I'm mad about it. I've been mad about it. I'll be mad about it tomorrow. Shiftless, no good. Just all he's doing, going with the flow.
Yeah.
Flow.
And I am pretty sure. Wait, we're taking 6 points total.
Yeah. 6 or 7. It's just hard to get 7.
Okay, that's fine.
You absolutely hate each other, which seems like it would be deceptive.
I think that I think Tall Johnny and I are co-conspirators.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Yeah,
am
You're
constantly standing
telling me,
next to Tall
you're telling me all
Johnny.
the time.
I'm constantly standing next to Tall Johnny talking about all the great things we're going to do and all the adventures that we are going to go on.
That I love. As I stew and steam.
Yeah, while you're working really hard.
Right. Like I'm cleaning the deck, and you're standing next to me telling me about how we're gonna be rich. And I'm like, clean the deck.
Tuning my fiddle, telling you how we're gonna get rich. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, I also think that, like any rational person, I'm a little bit afraid of Taylor, even though I like him and admire him, because I have every reason to believe he's actually killed people.
He's definitely
Yeah, has Taylor actually killed people?
They've certainly said they've killed people.
Okay. We believe them. All right.
I think so. We each have 6, right? Or 7?
Yeah. So 6 or 7. Yeah. So
Cool.
just I think, yeah, if you've already got a 4, get a 2, and if you already have a 2, get a 4, and this should.
So are you
Math.
saying
Math.
what do you
Math.
think? Me and Driftwood is a 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then I'm gonna take a 4 with young Nate, where I am looking over and trying to keep him alive.
You're trying to be the mentor?
Not mentoring, more like nesting. Like I'm always like, here's some food, boy.
Okay, so you are protective.
A mothering instinct.
Love it.
Well, I've already got 1 4.
Oh, right. Yeah, Nate has a 4, so this.
Well, then just to it.
All right, do it.
Kill it.
So.
I think.
And I'll take 2 with Taylor that Taylor, which is that I think he's a liar.
Well, we'll see if Taylor has enough marks left to. Yeah. Okay, so.
Yeah, that should put me right at 6, which is great.
How do I want to handle my side of being mother hen?
How do you want to handle it?
That's what I'm asking myself. I'm young enough to be happy with the idea of an adopted uncle.
Nah, you've already got your 4-star. Unless you wanna degrade the Taylor thing to 2. And
No.
I think you keep that one.
Let me find the list of 2s.
So you could just want I mean, you could just find it embarrassing to be doted on, and
that works. That works because I'm a big scary pirate, and I shouldn't have to be looked after.
Oh, but here
Have
some of the chickens.
I do think I am actually sworn enemies with Driftwood.
It's like, do you just want to do mutual contempt, or do we have to be sworn enemies?
Oh, it could be mutual contempt. That's great.
No, sworn enemies is more fun. Let's lean into it.
Sworn enemies is more fun. I just think, I think Driftwood is actually comes from money, in a way that I just sort of pretend to.
Love it. I think that I mean, I'll go with the exact same. As
in, you think that he has money that you don't actually have?
Yeah, I think well, but kind of in reverse. Like, they've been on the pirate crew longer. They're a successful, more established pirate. They've obviously squirreled away a ton of treasure, whereas my family is now largely penniless, and just has cultural prestige.
Perfect.
Okay. Everybody.
I think I have to figure out for Nate, and that's a 2.
It's normally just like the people on either side.
Okay. That's great then.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I'm only at 5 then. Is that fine?
That's fine. You don't have to send all of them. I think, yeah, Tall Johnny has 2 conflicted ones, I think.
Well, that's what we've always said.
This
Looking
is,
at the horizon.
this is a very loose knit.
Yeah, 2 conflicted ones.
Yeah. I mean, I love Tall Johnny.
What?
Yep.
What? Who do you think is the captain? Is it one of the characters we've named or another person?
It's absolutely not one of us.
Absolutely not one of us.
None of us has any business being the captain.
So our unnamed 5th character.
My desire to just be like, obviously it's me after you all say that. No, I think it being a non-player character is ideal.
All right.
The idea of having a captain who has no goals or willpower is kind of interesting.
A captain that's just going along with the flow.
Yeah. Don't bother setting the sails, man. We'll get somewhere.
Men,
float along.
Set sails for Margaritaville.
All right, captain's gonna be named Bartleby Lowe. He was kind of a hot shot the last time pirates were big, and he's still kicking. But he's at this point a little old and mostly stays on the ship. But his flag is family, and he loves to be a sanctuary for misfit pirates.
I think I've been with the captain the whole time.
Nice. What is the name of the ship?
Is this Captain Lowe's original ship? Are we on like an old ship?
I like that.
You asked that like you were going somewhere, Yeet.
Yeah.
No, I was just wondering how old the ship was. And I think that's going to determine the name. Like if we have one of these newfangled ships,
yeah,
a newfangled ship's going to have a different kind of name.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, if we're being realistic about it, if she's more than 5 years old, she leaks.
Oh yeah. She's a tub. She wallows. It's
the
like
water pot.
but she's got to have a gallant name.
Okay, like a really regal name, and then this
She's old. She's an old lady.
bucket comes up.
Well, she could be the Willow, and then we all call her the Wallow when the captain.
Oh, I love it.
That's great.
Perfect.
That's great. The Willow. I never call it the Wallow. And I hate when you all do it. I'll murder each and every one of you. She's a stately old lady. I've known her on 40 years. Me and Captain Lowe.
Awesome. Where did I put my? There we go.
But a young chap on the Willow.
Now there are classes for ships, right? So sloop, schooner, brigantine, and galleon.
After the description of this, I'm actually bumping y'all down to a sloop.
Okay.
That's fair.
A floppy sloop.
And from a polymorph perspective, the ship itself has a die.
Yeah, so ships work very similar to characters. Instead of the character moves, which in Scurvy Buggers are guts, blood, swagger, and savvy. The ship has hull, cannon, sails, and rudder. And the sloops get a D4.
knowing polymorph, I 100% can decode this, but part of my brain was like, wow, we have 56,789 hull points. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that was me just typing it in so you'd have a mini resolver.
Well, that's why the Willow is still afloat after all these years.
That's right. All those hull points.
Many a point.
The also exciting thing, we have 4,567 cannons. That's really
so
impressive.
many cannons. It's more cannon than ship if you think
The
about
most
it.
mind-boggling thing is the 345 sails we have and the 23 rudders, though.
You wouldn't think we would
yeah,
still need rudders.
The quartermaster needs to be fired. There's no room for food.
Next time, let's get at least a half master.
Oh.
So many rudders.
So, I think that's we've now created a whole crew and all sorts of characters.
Blue as a willow, cotton low, and these 4 scallywags.
But an important thing to talk about, we chose to do this. The actual game itself comes with 2 historically inspired crews that are kind of pre-generated with their ship and everything, right, Irene?
Yep. Yeah, you're going to be able to, right out of the book, have character sheets that you can play with for the sort of Blackbeard, Stede Bonnet, ill-fated team up. And also with so you can be on the Revenge. You can also be on Calico Jack's ship with Anne Bonny and Mary Read because they're my favorite pirates. So there's 2 ships. There are going to be bonds that go between the 2 crews. So when you're playing, if you have extra people or you want to just spice things up, you can use those extra sheets as NPCs and maybe out of your crew if things go well.
Cool.
Because you always want to encounter Anne Bonny and get stabbed by her.
I would love to be stabbed by Anne Bonny.
No, tell us how you really feel.
Why did you write a game about pirates? It's because I feel very normal about Mary Read.
Mary Read.
Love it.
Even though every time I see her name, I get like into this thing where it's like Mary Read, Read Mary, Mary Read, and then I'm like stuck for a while. Anne Bonny's much better. I can just read Anne Bonny.
Mm-hmm.
And not Bonnie Ann?
No. Because it doesn't say read, which causes me to follow the direction.
Interesting.
All right, Irene, you ready?
Yeah, let's roll with it.
So to speak.
So, Scurvy Buggers sessions kind of generally open with a scene that's a little more character interaction focused. So tonight, we are unwinding in the tavern at Port Royal after a kind of disappointing raid. The crew was given a tip about a merchant vessel, and so Taylor, you were given this piece of hot info, but when you got on the ship, when you guys did, raid this ship, what useless cargo did you find it was actually carrying?
Oh God.
And what did you tell us it was?
Yeah, I think it was a lot of clothes, and not like nice clothing, just like workwear. And what did I think it was? God, somebody else want to take that one? What did we think it was?
Full of cotton pants. I just want to yell at Taylor for being a liar, which is why I wanted to know what you said it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we thought it was, let's say, full of weapons. That
seems real.
Yeah.
And we're at the inn, or we're at a tavern.
Yeah, you're at a tavern in Port Royal. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Maybe
loaded with brand new pants.
Maybe your informant heard about the galoshes and thought that was a new type of gun.
It's not
On a boat of boots. It was a boat of boots, Taylor. A boat of boots.
In my defense, I did need new shoes.
Nate.
I had one pair of shoes these last 40 years.
Nate, what did you pocket aboard the ship while nobody was looking?
I'm not sure what. I mean, it's on a necklace, and it looked kind of cool, but I don't know what it is. It's sort of gross and misguided, and it's hanging from a brass chain.
Is it flesh?
I love a gross, misguided thing hanging from a brass chain.
Could have been.
All right, Driftwood, you didn't really want to go on this little misadventure. What had you proposed instead that you're still salty got rejected by the rest of the crew?
I wanted to cruise down the coast because I hear there's a really great party happening at historically accurate location soon, and yeah, I wanted to go and do that. And obviously you can always find, you can always find something to do around a party, right? There's always a way to make money.
And Tall Johnny, are there any upcoming repercussions that you feel might happen from this sartorial misadventure?
Ooh, sartorial misadventure. Yes. Obviously, the only reason that someone brings a boatload of boots and clothes is because they're expecting a whole lot of people. So there's probably like an army coming, or at least a militia.
Is somebody equipping a militia and we just raided the wrong boat?
That's possible.
But now they don't have galoshes.
Pants.
No pants, no galoshes.
Your feet are going to be so wet, though. That'll show them.
That'll flow them down, son.
Shoeless soldiers. Say that 7 times real fast. Shoeless soldiers. Shoeless.
And how is everyone unwinding in this here tavern? Any favorite activities or?
I am drinking.
I am also drinking because the older pirates are drinking.
But whenever I see Nate drinking, I smack it out of his hand.
How did Nate get served? Or I guess it's Port Royal.
This is Port Royal. He got served by putting a coin on the table.
Readily. I have found myself in a conversation with somebody who's far more important than I should be talking to, and I don't know it.
I think I am telling the story of bravely breaking onto a boat only to find pants to a small collection of people.
There we were.
All right. As you are collectively unwinding, a figure in like a kind of out of place and showy dark hooded cloak covering most of their face starts sort of sidling up behind Taylor as they tell their story.
Are they like are they just walking that way? You said sidle. Like are they trying to be?
They're not adopting a threatening posture. It looks like they are too awkward to interrupt. But would like to have a word whenever it's convenient.
Well, they look threatening to me, and they're behind Taylor, and I've been drinking.
Oh, good.
So I'm going to scream, "Look out!"
I glance at this person behind me. I hold up a one finger at them. And then I turn around and keep telling the story. And this is going to go for a while.
They like awkwardly wave. Right? Or just kind of standing.
I subside into my chair, abashed.
When I stop looking around. at that outburst, I just go back to polishing off another mug.
All right.
I mean, people yell "look out" in Port Royal all the time. It's all right, right? I mean, this is the thing that happens.
The figure is going to kind of clear their throat a little bit, and see if they get acknowledged. Then maybe wander off to try to look with someone else.
Yeah, I'll give them like 1 second. I'm gonna go back and keep doing exactly what I was doing. If they don't stop me, I'm gonna just keep telling the story.
Finally, there's this sort of conflicted, like, they start almost making their way over to where Nate and Tall John are, watch that interaction a little bit and just turn back around, and sort of eventually walk up to Taylor and just say, may I have a word?
Anyway, it was full of pants. You've ruined the story, yes.
I mean, like, with your crew.
Yeah. Fine. I'll wave everyone over.
I finished my conversation with the mayor of Port Royal, who at this point is just a dog that wears a fancy outfit. And make my way over.
Oh, good. Well, so
I'm there.
yeah, this figure seems shifty, like they are nervous to be in a bar in Port Royal and definitely not, not normally hanging out around seedy pirate joints.
Can we see their face?
No, there's like some beard coming out from underneath this. It's a very cowly hood. It's mostly obscured.
I was just can we see their hands?
Yeah. Why?
Like, I mean, are they wearing gloves?
No.
Are their hands clean?
Very.
Not a pirate.
Suspicious.
Small and uncalloused.
A person of refined and savvy understanding of the world around them, obviously.
Suspicious. Like Captain Lowe always says, don't trust a person with clean hands.
I have a business. Oh no, Steve.
I'm frozen up.
Okay.
There
we go. Okay. So they say your story of your successful raid has inspired confidence. I would like to hire you for a business proposition.
Oh, a business proposition.
We're listening.
Let me introduce you to Taylor.
Yes, they are the one that I wanted to speak to. So, I have some money, and I would like for you to maybe do a little bit of kidnapping. How do we feel about that?
I think that's a great idea. Hey, Taylor.
I'm pro kidnapping. Yeah.
I do like money.
We should just kidnap them.
So,
yeah.
All right, just making sure that we're on the same page.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
Pretty once it's been suggested.
They get out a small pouch that has some like gems and jewelry in it. It looks to be worth about one treasure.
One treasure.
Wow.
My favorite system of monies.
Yeah, one treasure. And they say, now listen, this is the upfront, but we'll match any ransom offer that you get if you do this.
Oh, so we're supposed to keep them?
No. But, just, I don't want you to be tempted to turn them loose back. So
Gotcha.
Want us to kidnap?
So, we're kind of near the city of Kingston.
In a relative sense.
The mayor's got a daughter, Elizabeth. And she is going to be leaving on a boat this evening. It's not a very heavily defended boat. I have heard. So you gotta get her and then deliver her to me on this island. And they pull out like a little map with a pointer to a nearby island with a cove.
I say the mayor's daughter, and then the camera pans over to the mayor of Port Royal, licking water out of a bowl next to the bar, and then flashes back over.
Kingston mayor, not of this shit. Place,
but not a dog. You're saying
probably a cat.
This is not. This is a human. It's not a dog napping. That would be so silly. This is serious.
Tall Johnny reaches over and takes the bag of monies.
You're a map expert, right?
I am. I am good at maps.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a map. Does it?
I also take the map.
Does it show a real place and all that?
Oh, that's a good question. Do I recognize anything on this map?
Yeah, it's surrounding. There's a bunch of outlying islands that are too small for anything important to be there. It definitely seems to be an extant one that's pointed at. People are always rendezvousing, right? So
rendezvous.
You have to book one of these small outer islands well in advance for your rendezvous.
Pirate travels. We could take people to these little islands. So the mayor's daughter, this person wants us to take them. They're willing to give us more money, which means that we should take this money and then take that money when we find them later. So the question is only, are we just going to wait and then go to the cove and take all this guy's money? Or, I mean, I don't know if hey, Clokey.
Oh, name's Slice.
Sure it is. Clokey. We will meet you on this. We will rendezvous on this island tomorrow at dawn.
Be sure that you do. The ship leaves when the tide goes out in just a couple hours.
What's this girl's name and what she look like? We wouldn't want to get the wrong person.
Very fair. Her name's Elizabeth. Blonde lass. Pretty, but she's kind of feisty.
All right.
I wouldn't expect any trouble, though.
All right, boys. We have to get to the boat. If we have any hope of getting to Kingston tonight.
I mean, it's nearby, so you just intercept the. Yeah. Okay.
That was just my way of getting us
to the boat. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what?
So we're at the boat.
Yeah.
Also,
all right. As we get by, all right. So, do we actually want to kidnap an innocent, or just go and wait for dawn and then attack these guys, take all their stuff?
I mean, they said they would match any ransom,
which just means that they'll have the money,
right? So, I mean,
skip the middle
just as easy.
They did already pay us up front,
but we're pirates.
True.
Never pay up front.
What are the rules about just
dipping?
I don't know how to say this in pirate, but tattling.
Snitching?
Oh.
What are the rules on snitching?
Oh, snitching. Yes, that's what I meant. What if we just turn them in for money?
Oh, well, that seems.
Then we can go to the party.
Well, but if we ignore the authorities, because I mean, we don't like the authorities.
Well, the authorities in Port Royal would bark at us if we turned anybody in.
That's true. That's true.
They've been known to bite the hand that feeds them.
I mean, I'm sure the mayor of Kingston would like to know, but Hear me out.
Unless we
Well-
kidnap Loki, how do we do anything?
Well, we just go at dawn and take all this guy's stuff and then take him to Kingston.
Turn him in for the reward, then go to the party.
Double dip.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go to the party now. I mean, we probably have some time. We don't have to go get this guy until dawn.
No, party will last until at least 4 a.m.
Well, how do we know where?
Do you not understand how dawn works?
What time of year is it? Can we get a check on when sunrise is in this part of the
Whatever time we're doing right now, it's not till dawn.
No, I need a if you're not keeping accurate time records.
You're not playing RPGs.
If you're not keeping accurate time record, you're not able to navigate a ship.
That's true. There's tides and stuff. Yeah. So, oh god, I'm so bad at tides. Yeah.
I'm so glad there's 45 pages of charts and Scurvy buggers about tides.
There isn't.
Isn't.
Yeah, so it's about sunset. The tide's gonna go out in 2 hours, which is when the ship was gonna leave. And sunrise is gonna probably be around 6 in the morning, which is
Too early.
conveniently when the tide's gonna be. How long is the tide again? 6 hours?
Only you can tell us.
Two tides a day, so 6 hours is too high and too low, I think.
Yeah, so 6. Okay, so that's when it's gonna be. The tide's gonna be coming in again at that point. And it's gonna be
Historically accurate.
yeah.
Scientifically simulationist.
Yeah, I was to say Steve is actually looking through GURPS high tides right now, and
Yeah, well, Steve is pointing out that his character certainly knows all about the tides, even if he doesn't.
That seems real.
If anybody will listen to him,
Mhm.
can tell you whatever you want
Fair
to
enough.
know. I just don't know it.
Okay, so what's the game here? Are you all gonna try to find Clokey, who has just sidled out? Are you?
I mean, I vote for my plan.
Which was
To
oh yeah, I
push
like that plan also.
Loki at dawn.
so just go to the rendezvous, but not do the kidnapping.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't. That girl didn't do anything wrong.
that we know
But
of.
this guy's a shifty piece of business, and I would like to take more of his money.
Yeah, I think the plan is currently to go kidnap this person and to go take this person and their money, do a reverse kidnapping, and then turn them into the authorities potentially for reward.
Triple dipping.
I love how upset Irene is by this plan. And
No,
can't
I'm
even
not upset.
hide
I'm
it.
amused. There's
Amused or bemused?
both.
Sea
What about
Muse.
Sea Muse?
So
So we're I hear 2 votes in the democratic tradition of piracy
yes,
votes.
for
for triple dipping, reverse kidnapping, ambush and dawn.
reverse kidnapping, we giving him another daughter.
Oh, that's
Well,
true.
I mean, that's on the table. We don't,
I could.
Kid placing, old placing. That would be the reverse. You give them a grandmother.
Mayoral daughter.
we take one of the puppies from behind the bar.
Hey, kid.
Yeah.
Hey, kid, are you down? Do you want to kidnap the mayor's daughter, or do you want to triple dip on this scuzz bucket?
Triple dipping sounds really piratical. Let's do that.
Fantastic, Taylor.
Yeah, I'm triple dipping.
Let's triple dip.
The classic piratical triple dip.
All right, so I think that we will plot a course to this small island, but we want to be in the leeward side of the shadiness pirate words to hide a boat.
Okay, so you're gonna go like there's the they were gonna rendezvous with you in that little like in a blind cove they marked out, so it's hard to see anything coming in.
Next cove over.
Yeah, I'm assuming because we want to ambush them.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to get out of we don't want to go into that cove. We just want to get nearby.
Okay.
Or get there really early and then have the ship go away.
Oh. That's
So
a remarkably smart idea, Nate. Look at you. I pat Nate upon his tiny head.
Gee, okay. Nate tries out various expressions. He looks agreeable.
All right. So are we just going straight to the rendezvous? No. Okay.
We're going to we're going to get dropped off early.
Right.
The boat's going to go away. And then we're going to ambush them.
Okay. And let's at least try to see about setting up this ambush then.
Yeah.
So gonna I mean, you're not trying to pursue or catch anyone, so the ship's gonna get there. But I do think that it's gonna be a rudder check to see if you can navigate into a hidden enough place.
All right. That seems good.
I don't know who's rolling for the ship.
Well, if we get there early, we don't need to be hidden. Right?
The boat needs to they just need to drop us off.
I can roll for the ship since we have the same dice size.
Yeah.
I rolled a 1.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, that's the crew bonus, and you guys are able to sort of,
To explain to the folks at home.
Yes.
When you roll a 1 in a polymorph game, that does something different depending on what the game is. In this game, rolling a 1 is called the crew bonus, and it says if what we're doing is something that helps the crew.
In this case, it's if you have crewmates that are in a position to help you succeed, then you will succeed because of their help.
Well, then, yeah, the rest of the NPCs and the crew go along with the gang. Say yes, triple dipping is a fine idea.
Yeah, so they're gonna pull the ship around the backside of this island, and we're waiting till dawn.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna go. I think our crack team is gonna go hide to ambush these guys.
Yeah, we're gonna get the lay of the small nondescript island on the
Find a place to hide.
Outward edges.
Gonna convince Nate that he needs to bury himself.
Oh man, you just literally took the words right out of my mouth. I was gonna be like, you can dig a hole and we'll put Nate in it.
Nate, do you want to get in the hole?
Hey kid, we're getting a hole.
Is this a pirate thing? Sure, I'll get in the hole.
It's the best way to do an ambush. It's the classic pirate maneuver.
Okay, so you guys are burying Nate in some sand.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a loaded flintlock.
And we mark it with an X so we don't forget where to find him.
A big red X.
Well, am I buried 6 feet deep, or can I get out when I want to?
I mean, we're not really digging. We're just covering you in sand.
Covering you in sand. Yeah.
So that you can stand up and shoot somebody.
And I mean, the real question is, have you ever tried to get up out of the sand when somebody's buried you in it?
Oh, yes.
And so it doesn't take a lot of sand to lock you in.
No,
good.
It's not the safest thing I've ever done,
And the tide's out right now. You see?
I love this plan. This plan is great.
Get wet.
Yeah, so it's
Me and Captain Lowe did this back in '65.
dawn. The tide's low, but it's just starting to come in. You haven't seen anybody yet. and the sun is almost up enough that it's not dawn anymore.
I'll take out an elegant spyglass and peruse the horizon to see
I'll
if
take
we
out
can
an
know where they are.
inelegant spyglass and peruse the horizon harder.
There's not a lot of visible horizon in a blind cove, but there's a little spot of water, and after
we parked the boat and then we got on the island so that we could bury our good friend.
yeah.
The boat's coming by at some other time.
Yeah.
Later today. We just don't know when because we forgot to say to the captain, "Oh, Captain."
He's very salty. He'll come back at the right time.
Isn't he just hanging out on the other side of the island, or did they fully leave?
I mean, I assumed that they were flying casual.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what flying casual means, but sure.
Flying casual means maneuvering as if you are like maneuvering in a standard manner. So like at this point, the smart thing to do would have been to take the boat back out and to bring it back in as if we were just arriving.
Right.
To follow them in.
Right.
Okay. So as you are waiting around, the sort of entrance to the cove is darkened by sails, and a warship, a Spanish brigantine, has started entering the cove.
Nate, they're coming. Stay underground.
We got this.
This is a big ship.
It's a big ship. It's not the biggest ship, but it's got a lot of guns. It's got a lot of heavily armed Spaniards.
Heavily Armed Spaniards is the name of my next metal band.
Okay. It's gonna sort of stop in the center, and start, through your spyglass, you can see it lowering a rowboat with what looks like 5 sailors, one of whom is wearing a very fancy hat.
Are any of them cloaky?
No.
Any of them have clean hands?
Too hard to tell from this distance.
I'm gonna keep my spyglass on those hands.
Driftwood. Taylor. I think that we have been double-crossed.
Who would do that?
Is it possible to double cross on a triple dip?
I mean, being double-crossed on a triple dip is a 6x6. There's 36 ways of the Wu-Tang. It's insane. I think though that we need to get the kid out from the sand.
No, I think he's safe there.
Nate is the safest of us all at this point in time.
Do the Spaniards look like they're wearing like new pants, or do they look relatively old?
They
where are the pants that we stole of a Spanish cut?
They look like clean military uniforms. What you were stealing did not look like military pants.
Okay.
And in fact, the sort of work clothy nature, like a lot of them did have stripes, and I don't know, they might have been jail uniforms or something. It was not fancy. Yeah, as we go towards somewhere where maybe there's going to be some sort of events, more die rolling, I would also like to mention on your character sheet, there's sort of 2 checkboxes for stars. Stars are a narrative resource that you can spend in polymorph games to have a little moment of, extra narrative control. The way that we like to spend them in Scurvy Buggers is you can sort of use them to either manipulate chance to succeed at something, just say you're spending it and you're going to succeed at whatever you were trying to do, or you can use it to establish the world, something about the world through a question of the MC or member of your crew, or kind of declare a convenient coincidence. So you've got 2 of those, and you want to use them during your session because using them generates marks, which is the sort of XP of your session that lets you build stronger friendships with one another.
Cool.
Aren't we now using marks for the strength of a bond?
Yes. So that's what it generates.
You get marks so you can increase
the XP that you get from spending your stars.
Gotcha.
is your mark.
You don't get better as a pirate. You just get better as a person.
Instead of friends being the XP we made along the way, the XP is how we make friends along the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct. One of the original possible titles of this game was going to have the "but along the way" or the friends. That was going to be like kind of the joke of the title.
Mm-hmm.
But we switched it so that it's actually a very, very long title.
I like it. Title should be 1 word or 23 words. That's the
a manual for the playing of scurvy buggers, a novel simulation of the romance of the sea, playable with quill and ink.
Yep.
Is the official title of this game.
Love it. Yeah, so they're closing in.
Yeah, so this rowboat is coming up. Looks like they've got guns, and swords and all sorts of, naval accoutrements.
We're hitting so like there's a beach, and then there's like brush and like trees and stuff. Is that an accurate statement? So we're hidden in like the tree line, and Nate is buried in the
sand in front of us.
Okay, with an X on him.
Yeah,
with an X.
With an X.
Because no pirate would ever go looking for an X, knowing that would obviously
be the classic child in the sand trap.
And a breathing straw. I want to be clear. Like Nate can easily breathe right now.
You gave him a read.
We give him a read. As long as the tide doesn't come in too much, Nate's fine.
That implies that I can't see anything, right?
Yeah.
You can't see anything. You're waiting for a signal from us.
I'm waiting for the word.
Yes. As this rowboat gets closer, you see the guy with the fancy hat, who's seems to be the captain, is a very dashing young man, and he's sort of standing in the prow of this rowboat while his men row. And as he approaches shore, he shouts, "Elizabeth, my beloved, I'm here!"
Oh yeah.
Oh, come save me!
Yes. Lie it up, liar.
Yeah, this is perfect. I got it. Come save me! I'm over here, where the X is.
Are you crying out as if in distress?
Yeah.
All right.
As if he is Elizabeth. As if they are Elizabeth.
All right.
It's such a good plan.
I do want to see a savvy for doing an impression of someone you've never met.
Yeah.
And then we know she's blonde.
Hmm?
We know she's blonde.
Yeah.
You know what a blonde.
And like Mayor of Kingston's a Brit, so one can assume.
Yeah, they're loud.
Feisty. We have been told she's feisty.
All right. So
am I just rolling a D8? This is my first roll. I don't know how this works.
Yeah, so you roll a D8 and then you're
the whole thing in a polymorph game is you only ever roll your die.
Oh, cool.
And then the resolution table tells you whether you succeeded or not.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I rolled a 3.
That's a success on a savvy.
Savvy.
So your impression is both spirited and seems to have the right accent. And the man at the prow says, you just sort of like shouts in alarm and says, Are you in danger?
Yes.
He dives into the water and starts swimming faster than the rowboat can row. Full uniform, hats floating.
What do his hands look like now that he's
now that he's in the water? They're clean, Tony.
As you see them break the waves.
They seem definitely, as he gets closer, you notice he's like a strapping dude. Like he's got big, strong hands.
So this isn't Cloaky. That's narrowed down.
Yeah.
No, absolutely is not Cloaky.
Right.
So Cloaky was hired to get this guy's girlfriend away from her dad.
Or
he has a lot of dudes.
Or it's a triple cross on the triple dip.
Whoa.
Triple cross on the triple. That's 9 times. That's 9 times. That's insane. The numbers are getting crazy.
This guy is going to be standing on the shore, and he turns back to his men and is like, row faster, row fast. Well, in Spanish, which I don't, starts yeah, there we go. Starts telling him to speed it up, and then he turns back around and again calls out for Elizabeth.
Help! I'm over here.
And he follows blindly.
Yeah. I just want to get him lined up with X in the sand.
So you're maneuvering around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna use the classic child in the sand trap on him.
Classic pirate maneuver.
Okay, explain to me what the child in the sand trap is.
We'll let Nate take it and explain that.
We gave Nate 2 guns.
As the child in the sand.
And we put him in the sand.
My understanding of the situation is that when signaled, I jump up and shoot somebody.
Yep. I have a very good feeling it's going to be one of us. I think that's
Absolutely. Anyway, what was the signal word?
Personally, but
it's
afraid of the fact that it's loaded, so I think they mean for me to shoot.
Yeah, I yell, "Hey Nate, let's do it."
Okay, hey Nate has been yelled. I need a swagger roll to get out of the sand.
Here's my D6.
And let's talk a little bit about because different Mazes games have different sections on the resolution thing. What is swagger control primarily?
So that's going to be your sort of physical movement and coordination. You succeed on a 3, 4, or 5. It's boots from Mazes.
Yeah.
Savvy, swagger, blood, and guts. Right? No, guts. No,
It's
guts.
All right, and you.
So yeah, savvy we've done, which is thinky.
Or talkie.
Or talkie. It's head related activities.
What kind of game?
Things about your noggin. Swagger is moving around. Blood is self-explanatory. And guts is, intestinal fortitude, bravery, standing tall, like Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Tall Johnny.
Yep. All right. So you have successfully leapt out of the sand.
I leap out of the sand, my pistol at the ready. I look around wildly. I don't see anyone except the running Spanish captain. I don't really know anything about pistols, so I pointed at him and I yelled the most piratical thing that I can think of, which is "Stand and deliver."
He stops and wheels around, and then looks down from where he had been looking.
He doesn't have to look down too much because I'm pretty big, but he's bigger, so yeah.
And he's gonna say, "You, child, what have you done with Elizabeth?"
Did you shoot?
Stand and deliver.
You have to pull the trigger, Nate.
Child, I would not recommend shooting me. There are 6 trained soldiers, or 4 in the rowboat. Many more.
Was that Taylor telling me to pull the trigger?
It was.
Bang. I do point first.
Irene, how bad is this going for you?
Roll blood. That's a 1, so it's a crew bonus. Unfortunately, your crew is not in a position to aid you because they have all run off into the...
Whoa. Keegan was explicitly leading this guy into an easy to shoot space as established in the fiction of the narrative.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh, the flag is the 6? I thought it was the 1. My bad.
Yeah, all right.
6.
Well,
6 and 1 are both good if you're 6
if you guys think the angling is enough to constitute crew aiding by the pirate tradition of democracy, then I will be overruled. So does everybody think that
If
he's
we
a
all
safe-
vote for it, then it's by the pirate tradition of democracy.
y'all vote for it?
Yeah, I'm
well,
voting
they
for
were
it.
hollering to try and get the captain lined up with the X on the same.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that was certainly the plan.
Yeah. Okay. Then go ahead and you're gonna roll your same die for effect to see how much your bullet wounds him.
6.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so your shot just hits him right in the abdomen. It seems to be on the outside meat, but it definitely looks painful, and he goes down.
My flag is adventure. I shot the captain. Woo!
I think that means you are the captain now.
So he's swearing,
But I don't know any Spanish.
yeah, horribly, you assume. Or praying or whatever.
Or both.
Yeah, he looks like he's having a very unhappy time. And he just says,
Vaya con queso.
"What? What the hell?"
Did you just say mariachi via con queso?
I did.
Oh,
Or he did.
Nate did, to be clear.
Yeah. Well, no, the captain did.
no, he
The
did not.
captain did.
It is-
Tall Johnny jumps out from the bushes,
Worst
wielding his saber.
Yeah, so he's gonna he's spitting out some blood, and the other 4 soldiers from the rowboat, I think, have just arrived on shore and start making a beeline for the kid who shot their captain.
Well, it's been nice to know you, Nate.
I jump in front of the kid and say, you men, hold your ground, or we will unleash hell from our hidden pirate hideaway.
I shake a bunch of the limbs of trees nearby to make it seem like there's a lot of people in the trees.
All right. That is definitely going to be a savvy from Tall John to try to convince them.
Okay.
Tall Johnny.
I rolled an 8.
You
I'm not very convincing.
are not the most oh wait, that's your yeah, that's not your flag.
Oh, I'm a D10.
Yeah, no, you're not the most convincing. So
That's because I'm like 300 years old, and I have just jumped out of the woods.
they
And
start
it's like, have at you.
they start advancing. The captain, sort of.
Run, kid.
So one of them moves to pick up the captain, and he's sort of leaning on his man. And he says, "Listen, you idiots. What? I know you don't have a force because I know who hired you.
No, somebody else hired them.
Will you please stop pretending to be Elizabeth and come out of the trees, whoever you are?"
Is this the captain talking, or one of these other guys?
This is still the captain. He's being held up by one of his men. Looks distinctly pale from blood loss, but is kind of trying to keep it together.
No, it's really me.
At least he didn't say no, it's really her.
Yeah. Yeah, so the captain is gonna just look at you and be like, "All right. Who hired you then, geniuses?"
I think I should be running for the tree line if they're Spanish in the way.
Go for a swagger.
Yeah, I had turned around and told Nick to run.
2. Is that a 2?
Yeah, that's a 2. I think that's a
savvy.
yeah, that's so a 2 is not a swagger success. That is a start running and immediately trip with your foot in the hole you just climbed out of
Been there,
situation.
Because I'm seasoned. I mean, is he speaking to us in English or in Espanol?
No, he's speaking to you in English, and he has a mild accent, but it's clear that he uses English a lot.
He speaks in no one hired us, Senor Capitan. We are freebooters.
Mm-hmm. And how did you find this location?
On a map.
We came here buried.
Here, I'm back.
I was gonna make it through that, Tony, and then you started laughing, and I was like, I'm the only one on the beach, right?
Yeah,
we're
still in the trees.
I mean, Nate's in the hole. We're in the trees. You're on the beach.
In his little sand hole for a second. Taylor and Driftwood are not helping yet.
It appears, Mon Capitan, that we have maybe made a mistake.
You think? Look, the person who hired you, were they in some sort of ill-conceived disguise?
If by that you mean a bad cloak and tiny fingers, then yes.
Yep, that sounds like her.
Yep. The trees.
He gets out a letter that's now kind of blood-stained. That, says, beloved, like, our chance has come. My father is sending me away to be wed on this date. I have arranged transport. Map very similarly drawn to the one that you've seen. Meet me and my rescuers here, and we will be able to sail away together.
Oh, so the sextuple cross was against ourselves.
The sextuple cross.
So
More like half a cross.
So he kind of looks at you and says, I hope y'all got paid up front, because she's definitely the one with the money.
See, like, and then there was this, and then the plan, but, we didn't want to, like, kidnap anybody, but then we were like, I mean, I'll take some rich person's money, and then the next thing that you know, we were burying the kid in the sand.
It's a classic maneuver.
More of a maneuver.
Again.
Yeah. Go for that. That's it. He takes off.
He takes off?
Oh, yeah, the child. Nate has succeeded. Sorry, I could see the die.
Has climbed back out of the hole and is now.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the captain took off. I was thinking.
Am I followed by any musket fire?
No, nobody's going to shoot a child.
Wow. A lot of armor. That's great.
So
they're thinking about it, but the captain is not giving the order. And he's been giving them a little signal.
Well, I'm going to keep running, and there may be some prayer involved, but it'll be quiet.
Well, the captain's going to kind of regard you guys with no small amount of disdain. And
so the exact way that we look at each other.
Yeah. And say, I wish I had any other option, because I would love to have my men kill you all right now more than anything.
Even me?
Please don't do that.
Actually,
we would love to make up for our mishandling.
and yes, when I say more than anything, I do not mean that, because there is one thing I want more, and that is to see my beloved returned safely. As you may have noticed, I command a Spanish warship. I cannot very well go kidnapping English colonial mayor's daughters on the open seas. That would be an act of war.
Yeah.
And
I see where
Is
this
she a dog?
how dare you?
Composure.
Look, I think her plan was reckless, and she clearly is not a good judge of character.
Well, actually, yeah. She thought we were more scallywags than we were. Because I mean, we're super okay with stabbing an English lord, but we just didn't want to steal an English lady because we thought that was kind of in poor taste. And
She paid you to kidnap her.
yeah,
Okay.
But we didn't know.
she could have just said she needed an Uber, and we would have been like,
Yeah.
damn.
We didn't know that she was her.
We didn't even know if she was a her.
Did you ask many questions or just take the money, just out of curiosity?
We asked a lot of questions.
But they were the wrong ones.
So where is she?
Still on the boat, probably. I mean, it might not make good time. You may well be able to catch up with her.
Taylor, I think we're being sent on a kidnapping mission again.
Who's Taylor?
Oh, that's good stuff.
So his proposition is that we run down this other ship, and in order to make it up to him.
Yeah, in exchange, he will let you live.
Right.
I would also like to point out that this negotiation is happening with one old man standing on the beach and the other three pirates hiding in the bushes.
Well, that's because they don't know how many there are.
There's heckling happening from the brush.
And the scenario is that Elizabeth paid us to kidnap, or was going to pay us to kidnap her, and bring her here.
And then reveal herself at the rendezvous and give you more money. Yes.
Interesting.
More money?
But now she's on the ship, and the party is
going to marry some old gross merchant she's never met.
Where is the willow?
Hmm?
Where is the willow?
What did you say it was doing?
Flying casual.
Sailing casually.
Probably staying out of the way of.
I mean, the giant. Yeah.
Somebody could very easily spend a star to have this be the moment that it happens back around on its rounds.
I will spend a star to signal Captain Lowe with an old signal that we used back in '68 when we were trapped in a cove.
1668.
Huh?
Okay.
Not clear what 68 is.
1668. Okay, cool. Just so we're on the same page. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No,
1968.
1968.
Okay.
Yeah, no, in 1968. Like it was the summer of love. No, right? Like, isn't that an appropriate date? 1668?
Yeah,
Totally appropriate.
Okay. It's just, it was a long time ago.
What time is it now?
Probably like 1717.
That's
So, these are old.
Yeah, they're old.
Old
Never
people.
mind. We'll keep going. Ignore me.
they were young teens.
We were young boys.
Started piracy early.
We started piracy early. We had a very tiny ship.
You can be
in a
down
rowboat with 38 sails.
Nate. I'm a real pirate.
Yeah, so I think we see
But so the signal to the captain says that it is safe.
Mm-hmm.
That this ship is not a threat.
Okay.
I would like to spend a star to have the first officer of the Spanish warship be a very laid back type who doesn't fire on strange ships without orders.
That works. He's taking advantage of the captain's away time to polish his dominoes collection.
Oh, hang on a second. I gotta go look something up.
Oh no. Okay.
They just shot the captain off, the first officer. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, the captain looks like he will live. He's standing. He's just wounded and in no position to, even if he could do so without starting an international incident, he does not look like he's in any position to fight anybody right now.
Wonder who did that.
The first officer is called by his men Madera Flutante, which is driftwood. And
okay.
Madera Flutante.
Excellent.
My oldest nemesis.
No, Flutante!
Spanish driftwood.
Okay. So are you guys
believer of Joe Van Musk
accept his offer of mercy and go for try two, or
yes,
it's more adventure? Yes.
All right, let's go for the sextuple dip here, where we steal the Spanish galleon.
The triple dip turnabout.
The triple dip turnabout.
Classic pirate maneuver.
The inverse triple dip.
The good thing now is we still do have one treasure here. Like we didn't lose anything here.
Yeah, you've come out net positive for the day.
Yeah, it's been pretty okay. It's been pretty okay. So I think the captain would be pretty okay with this.
And we tested a new maneuver. I mean, we retested an old maneuver.
Yeah, we proved the classic maneuver still works.
The sand boy.
The boy in the sand.
Getting the whole kid.
Get the whole kid.
All right.
Yes, I think we are going to go. They were going to agree to this at least to get out of here.
Yeah.
I think as part of that, that's probably a good time. We're going to take a short 5-minute break so we can go to the restroom, take care of ourselves, get up, stretch, move around. While we are on this break, there are a couple great things you could do. You could head over to Kickstarter to Keegan. What's that URL at the bottom of the image?
That would be ttrpg.link/scurvy/ks.
You can head over there to go check out Scurvy Buggers, which is live on Kickstarter right now. Like you mentioned, it is already funded, but they would love to have you pick up your own copy. We really love the polymorph system here at +1. Always happy to have folks from 9th level on, and super excited to see the amazing things that Irene has crafted in this game. So you should go over and check that out while we are on a short break, or take a short break yourself. We'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Woohoo!
And we are back here on Plus One EXP's Roll for Content channel. We are playing Scurvy Buggers, which if you head over to ttrpg.link/scurvyks, you won't catch Scurvy, but you can back an amazing game that's live right now. It is funded, but we are sitting down to play it with the creator, Irene, along with Yeet, Keegan, and Steve Jackson. The one who
not
makes
that
games,
Steve Jackson, the other Steve Jackson.
yeah, the other Steve Jackson. Dang it, you got in my head again. And so, yeah, so we have done all the smart pirate things you could possibly do. We are the best pirates. We have asked a lot of good questions. We have put a kid in a hole. We've had that kid pop out of a hole, and then we have agreed to the demands of the much larger warship that has beared down on us, at least enough to get out of Dodge. And so we're gonna
the only smart thing that we've done.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand things back over to Irene to take us back into Scurvy Buggers.
Yeah, so when we last left our heroes, they had not kidnapped the person who paid them to kidnap them, and gone to rendezvous with the kidnapper whom they left on a ship. And now they are in hot pursuit of a ship with a lot more ground to catch up, in order to try to do the kidnapping that they didn't try to do in the first place.
Or are we? Hey, y'all want to try?
How do we double cross them this time?
The brigantine, the Spanish brigantine, is following behind you at a distance where it could look like it was an accident if somebody was suspicious, but you're definitely still being followed.
Yeah,
by the brigantine.
And I'm gonna guess the brigantine is a substantially faster ship than our little sloop.
It could be if they were trying to be.
Right.
What flag are we flying? It's certainly not the skull and crossbones.
I mean, are we flying Captain Lowe's flag?
It's the family flag.
Or if we're trying to intercept a British ship, are we flying the British flag?
I would assume that, yeah, you have a stash of flags, and that you're probably flying the Jack, right?
Vexillologically.
The old English, yeah, the Jack.
Vexillological sartorial mayhem.
Mm-hmm.
Flagstaff is my favorite city in Arizona.
Flagstaff.
Flagging is really complicated, actually.
So complicated.
I've had so many conversations about flagging in the last week and a half, but most of them have just been with Keegan.
Yeah.
About flagging.
About flagging.
And we can't even say why.
I mean, we haven't signed any NDAs, but it's also not pertinent to this moment. Other than that, I keep a lot of bandanas in my back pocket, and I will oftentimes have people ask me if I'm flagging, and the answer is always no. But I do love the constant and continual conversation.
So, flagging on purpose.
Yeah, I might be. There are probably times that I am, but
you said some stuff to some dudes that you did not know that you said.
That's right.
It's the human condition.
Yeah. All right.
So we're on the boat. We're on the Willow.
We're on the Willow. Or the Wallow.
And we are going toward the rendezvous with the...
And I'm gonna, I think that we should roll, go ahead and make a sales roll, and we're just gonna see how late in the morning it is before y'all catch up.
I'm playing a Midwest emo shanty on my fiddle to help everybody keep time.
You useless sack.
That's how it starts musically.
All right, who's got the? All right, because Tony's got the same.
I do. I rolled a 4.
Okay.
Which for a ships work like players. They have a die size. We have a D4 sloop. So a 4 is the flag roll on a character. It's the flag roll on a ship also.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But it's also you said make a sales roll.
Yeah.
And 3, 4, 5 is sales.
Yeah, sales. It would be a success as a flag bonus because a ship uses its captain's flag, and Your captain's flag, his personal flag, is family, and
try and get us out of
trying
danger.
to reunite true love.
That's family.
But yeah, you guys make pretty good time, and you are able, but you have given them a several hour head start, so it is going to be it's going to be like sort of the hottest part of the afternoon when you finally catch this ship, and the sun's pretty bright.
Great.
Which way? From which direction are we approaching?
From the south. You're
Okay.
chasing them northwards as they head to South Carolina.
Okay.
There have to be a lot of ways you can signal using things between ships, and I'll be honest, it is a huge gaping place of knowledge in my mental space right now.
So the most likely way to do it would be semaphore flags, probably.
Okay. I didn't know
Very good
semaphore
at
was
semaphore.
commonly in use.
I like Yeet's acting out.
Yeah.
I think signals.
You can run signal flags representing letters and even commands if it's between naval
Yeah,
ships.
that's true. And
But,
you're
is the Willow trying to pass for a naval vessel?
Could it? Yeah. I think I like the idea. I've got to play here. And I think the play is you forgot something is what what is on the signal, like that we need them to stop because we have an important message or delivery we need to give them is essentially what the flags are trying to communicate, I think.
I like that Drift was like hanging off the side trying to signal. You forgot something, lady.
Come back before dusk.
Yeah, so I do want a savvy to sort of correctly signal that or convey that message for whoever's doing it.
It is. I mean, I can roll that because I'm good at it.
Unless you have a relevant edge, in which case it's just going to happen.
I mean, I've got culture also. No, okay.
I'm a rigger, but I'm a sailor. I don't know anything about military signal flags.
I did roll a 3 though.
Yeah. All right. Coherent message. The ship is going to sort of bank a little bit, slow down, but they don't seem keen to get super, super close. But they're going to kind of let you pull up nearby so you can shout towards each other if you would like.
Right.
If we have a spyglass, can we see if there is a lady on the deck?
Do you want to use the elegant spyglass or the inelegant spyglass?
I think I only I want to use the elegant one.
I hand you the elegant spyglass.
The elegant spyglass, by the way, is my my next nautical fantasy novel.
But
do I see a lady on the deck?
Yes.
Is she blonde?
Yep. She's sort of sitting up and reading some sort of book, it looks like, maybe.
Not holding a sign that says "Kidnap me, please" or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
So, boyos, what do you say we swing across on ropes?
Or just hear me out. We could pretend to be her servant and talk our way onto the ship.
Oh, I love this plan. Wait. No, I think we should do the ropes thing.
We swing across the rope, we grab her, we run across to the other side of the boat, and then we jump into the water.
I've left to go change into serving clothes, so I missed this part of the conversation.
Hey, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
We get on the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
We let Driftwood try to do his thing.
Yeah, and when that
then when he
fails,
screws it up, we swing in with our backup plan.
Yeah.
Nate, I need you to get in this hole.
Milady, you forgot the thing. And of course, the captain of the other ship says, "What thing? What are you talking about? I can't say it in front of you."
Oh, hey, wait, we could put Nate in a barrel.
Yeah, and then we can
A
shoot
box.
the barrel.
What is a barrel but a wooden hole you can carry around?
A wooden hole. It's a portable hole.
Barrel trick, yeah.
Or in a chest, and that could be what you you forgot.
Yeah, we should put Nate in a barrel. I think this is a good plan.
Okay, so you're gonna hide him in a wooden box or barrel or chest or something.
Yeah, can we find a chest?
They bring out multiple things to let Nate choose which one he gets in.
And I
We
think
need one that would look like it belongs to to Elizabeth.
the captain has like aspirationally purchased treasure storage, so you do have some empty chests.
Oh,
lying around.
perfect.
So you pick a nice one. All right,
Pick
Nate,
one
get in the box.
Inside, please.
Here's a gun.
Get in the box.
Here's a reed.
Hey, this worked last time.
It worked great last time.
Oh, no.
Hey, you only have 2 plans. Sometimes you got to go with the old standby.
You only need a plan and a backup plan. That's all you.
We're the backup. We already got a backup. You were away when we set up the backup.
Plan 1,
Okay.
double cross. Plan 2, child in a hole.
So Nate, if you hear the words, "Oh shit," and you pop out and shoot everybody.
Can we pick something that's less likely to be said anyway?
Yeah, shit. Oh,
How about epidemiology?
That hasn't been invented yet.
Okay. Then nobody's going to say it by accident.
Okay.
That's true.
If you hear the word pineapple,
Got
you
it.
pop out and guns ablazing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you hear the word muffin top, then you pop out, grab the girl, and swing on a rope. And if you hear nothing,
you stay in the box
you stay in the box.
or the barrel. Or
No,
the
we
chest.
goes in the box. The box
If you feel water,
is the chest. Swim.
Hold your breath.
I come back out dressed as a matronly chambermaid.
Okay.
If you look carefully, it's a lot of pairs of pants just sort of stitched together.
I have fashioned them out of multiple pairs of pants. Yes.
Okay. And we've got so we're pulling up alongside. Are any of you? Is everyone standing up? So you're visible? Are you hiding? I'm assuming that Nate has already been.
I'm in the chest.
Nate's in a
put in the
chest.
box.
With a
Okay.
loaded pistol.
I'm going to be on the side looking nautical.
I'm very visible.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on deck. I'm not actively hiding. I'm just not trying to draw attention to myself.
And did y'all already do something with the ropes? Do you guys just have swinging ropes set up?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the ropes tucked to the side so that we could grab on them and
Okay. Yeah. This is
and Earl Flynn that.
Classic swinging ropes.
How are you? Yeah. What's the verbal approach then?
Tony, whatever you're doing is clipping your mic out.
Oh shit! Google has installed a thing. Oh, hello, Miss Elizabeth. Is this working, or is that too much? Okay, there we go. It's me, your servant, Fancy. You left in a hurry and left me and some of your belongings behind. Isn't it?
Oh, let me help you with that box there, girl.
Yes, I have your belongings here. Just I and it will come over.
These guys look like just merchants / mercenaries. They
Merchant series.
Yeah, so they don't seem like taken in by curiosity very much.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, go ahead and give me a savvy for convincing them of this.
Well, is Elizabeth playing along?
Elizabeth's gonna kind of look up, and yeah, a flash of pure rage is gonna cross her face when she sees you. But
I give her a big, obvious wink.
but she is going to quickly rein that in and say, "Oh, good. I've been looking all over for it."
Yes, I am ready to bring it to you as soon as they push the gang playing. Is that what you call it? I don't know. This is my first time on a boat.
Yeah. Have you made a savvy roll?
I did. I rolled a 4.
Okay. They seem unconvinced.
What is your flag?
That is my flag.
Oh, wait.
What is your flag?
Oh, my flag is circumstance.
Oh,
I think this is too
Intentional for circumstance.
Yeah, this is you've come up with this plan. If
Yeah.
it was somebody else's
It's
plan,
why I even hesitated to propose a plan, because then I would no longer be at the whim of circumstance. And so
Yeah.
You know the worst part is if I had rolled this instead, my mischief would have passed.
absolutely. Yeah, so that's gonna be a negative.
wait, what do edges do?
It depends if they're relevant.
I mean, I would say that, like, if I am pretending to be the serving person of a person of influence and playing on the cultural realities of being within that,
Okay.
that it is arguable that my edge would come into play here.
I think it would give you advantage.
smart
If
thinking.
you
So you get another roll.
for that. I don't think it's an outright success, but it's definitely advantage.
To roll again.
You only, when you're rolling with advantage, you're going to roll the die twice.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You only need to succeed one time,
I rolled a 4 again.
or
Okay.
not.
Well, then that's the same roll.
Yeah.
That doesn't count if it's this. No, I made that up.
The great thing about being rolling a d4 is that you do tend to succeed a lot, but only at a very limited number of things.
Yeah, it does have to be the things that you do.
You got a lane. You got to stay in that lane.
Yeah, so they're suspicious. A couple of them have hands on weapons and are sort of eyeing the rigging of your ship, trying to make out if you guys are pirates.
How piratey does our ship look?
It's not that your ship looks piratey, it's that your ship looks junky and you guys do not look organized.
Um,
And we've got all
How-
the human roles
how
down.
do I feel as a seasoned old salt? Do I feel that this is going poorly?
Poorly is a stretch. It seems to be kind of at a stalemate, as if somebody should do something to spice it up.
I just begin to roll out our gangplank over to there. Da-da-da-da-da. Well, let's get you going, miss. Boom, 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 boom.
Thank you for bringing me out here last minute. I know you were the last ship left in dock. You didn't have to do this.
But our fine English captain would never let a person in need go by.
Yes.
Is
Captain London Aluminium. Isn't it?
Isn't it?
The opposing crew, they're gonna kind of they're looking very suspiciously at Elizabeth, but Elizabeth is just nodding and saying, oh, don't mind her. She's watched over me since I was a baby. She was my nursemaid. Like, she really just wants me to have my stuff. And it's so careless of me to forget my needlepoint supplies. So thank you so much, everybody. And this won't take but a moment.
Your natal point.
Needlepoint.
Needlepoint.
No.
Natal point is
It's
how you
nature
used to
rock.
say it when you were a baby.
Oh,
I was going for a pun.
I got you. Don't worry.
okay. Yeah. So they're gonna sort of.
It's nautical.
So who's carrying the box?
I think I'm dragging it.
Yeah, not me. I'm a frail old woman.
Yeah, I'll help drag it. Just to get all
Okay.
4 of us across the gangplank at once.
Yeah. So Taylor and I like pick up the box of Nate.
Okay. They're gonna like be standing kind of where the gangplank hits and arms folded and be like, "You can leave that here. We'll take it aboard."
Oh no,
Oh,
it's
but-
no worries. We got it.
I
Thank you.
And I'm gonna kind of fall into his arms a little bit, like as if I have lost my balance on the waves.
Oh!
Oh no, not the vapors again.
Yeah. The he's gonna kind of take a step back. I want a swagger roll from you for not overcommitting to that fall.
What is the swagger success range?
It is 3, 4, and 5.
Excellent. 4.
Right in the middle of good swagger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ma'am, I'm gonna have to ask you to stay off of this ship. We're under very strict instructions.
Oh no, she forgot me also. I'm supposed to come along. Was that not clear?
Yeah, where do you want us to put this chest? We have a.
You leave that on the gangplank. We'll take the chest, and I guess
She'd be lost without me.
I'm the back side. Like I'm walking. My back is to the boat, and so like I look at Taylor in the eye, and then I'm like, and then we throw.
I'm sorry. Do you yeet it?
The Nate box.
Yeah, we yeet the Nate box.
You yeet the Nate box.
Yeet the Nate box onto the thing and yell pineapple.
okay. Yeet, I am going to need you to go ahead,
Yeet.
and that's going to be a blood roll out of you.
I'm pretty sure there's a special rule where if you do an action that is your name, you automatically succeed in this game.
I would like to say though that I am seasoned, and this is definitely a physical activity, so I have to roll with advantage.
Oh no!
Excellent.
I rolled 2 3s,
Which is a 6.
which is not a blood roll, which is 4, 5, 6, or 7.
Yeah.
Of which I have lots of opportunities, but I literally rolled 2 3s.
So it's been kerthunked onto the end of the gangway in front of these guys, and pineapple has been yelled.
Pineapple.
I'm a little upset because I was going to yell pineapple muffin whenever we got to that point and just see what happened, but
I throw open the box and stand up brandishing the pistol.
Okay.
I mean, what else can I do?
You've got to be the.
All right. The deckhand nearest you is going to immediately take a roundhouse swing at you. So this is going to be a save roll, which is they're the same kinds of rolls, but instead you're trying to have bad things not happen to you.
Okay.
So go ahead and take your d6, and you're trying to roll a blood save to not get decked. That looks like a 2. So, you are bonked right in the face.
Ouch.
And that is going to mean you take 1 danger or drama.
One drama.
1 drama, which is the sort of hit point-esque issues. So you're gonna do that, and then go ahead and roll.
Whenever anyone takes drama,
Yeah.
you have to roll your die, and you would like to roll higher than the amount of drama that you currently have.
Yes. So Nate has rolled a 6 and is safe from his drama for this turn. But next time he has to roll his drama, he's going to have to beat a 2.
Okay.
But if you roll your drama exactly, then really cool stuff happens.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to shoot the person who attacked me. I don't know if that'll work or not, but I'm yanking on the trigger.
Okay, that's a point blank.
There's
So
going to be a gunshot.
all right, roll blood.
Good.
This is adventure. Yeah, that is a resounding success. So go
Okay.
ahead and roll for your effect. Okay. You wing him. You get him in the arm. He's swearing.
I yell, "Stand and deliver!"
Stand by me.
I go, pirates.
In 30 minutes, or it's free.
All right. What are the rest of you doing at the moment?
I think
What is Taylor doing since they're not yelling?
Say, what was the question?
I said, no, they said, I mean, that's what you were doing. And I said, since Taylor's the
Oh.
only one not yelling, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think what I want to do is sort of stumble into the nearest pirate. Like, I wasn't expecting this to hop out of the chest. And I just want to try to grab his gun off of him.
Okay, that's
Off the pirate or Nate?
Off the pirate.
Oh, off the merchant.
I
We're the pirates.
Off the merchants. Sure, yeah.
Okay. That's why I got confused.
Extremely fair.
Yeah, go ahead and you're trying to get it out of his grasp. So give me a blood roll.
Yeah, I'm so I have larcenist where I'm an expert pickpocket and thief. Does that interact here at all?
I feel like he is very aware of you. So the sneakiness might not, but you can get advantage because you are used to lifting stuff off people.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm going for.
it's not an outright success, but it's helping.
Cool. Highest roll's a 6 there.
That'll do it for blood. So you take his gun off of him. And go ahead. Do you wanna try to scare him while you're at it, or just?
Yeah, I'll try to scare him while I'm at it.
Okay. Then I was just gonna say you've just made a successful blood roll. Go ahead and give me an effect roll, and we'll see
Cool.
what the number does.
That's a 5.
Ooh.
All right. So he does not like having his gun taken away and pointed at him, and he's gonna actually like just sort of leap back a long stride, about 5 feet, in fact, and sort of throw his hands up and say, hey now.
You're a rock star.
What is the nursemaid doing at the sudden outbreak of violence?
Heavens to Betsy, there are pirates. And then I'm going to try to slide behind the guy who I had fallen into. I was saying, protect me.
Savvy roll, I guess.
Is there not a roll for that specific thing?
I rolled a 1.
Yeah, if any of the crew want to add to the verisimilitude of this hoax by threatening her at this point, then yeah, you'll definitely be.
I pull my sword and I'm like, aha! Now that you have taken us, we will take the ship. Wink.
So
I would like to spend my other star for Elizabeth to clearly catch on that her, quote, rescuers, unquote, are on the other ship and start actively cooperating to try and get over there to whatever extent she can.
So I mean, I think it's clear at this point we have all cleared the gangplank.
yes.
We're all on the other ship. So
Yes.
there's a free egress.
Free plank.
Yeah, she is gonna get up and start edging over. You guys are kind of wrapped up in a fight though.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of the crewmen has been disarmed and has jumped back. One just took a swing at a young Nate.
Bang.
And one guy with a sword is gonna kind of come up to Tall Johnny.
I could tell the whole time that you were like to Yeet, and you're like,
Yep, that was like that's not a character.
Not to Yeet. Yeet's a
All right.
real boy.
And yeah, so Yeet, go ahead and give me a blood save.
Sorry, I was trying to get my sword. 6.
All right, you managed to parry the attack. As it comes in. And disarmed guy is from his back position also going to pull out like a big old knife. Yeah, what's the next step here?
Well, if he pulled out a knife, I'm gonna shoot him.
Oh, you had a gun out. Okay. Right.
I have his gun.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my God! You brought a knife. You brought a gun to a gun and knife fight. You brought both a gun and a knife to this gunfight.
All right, then
I have your gun.
Go ahead and roll blood.
That's an 8.
And your flag is
Mischief.
feel like this is.
I don't feel like this is cleanly mischief.
Gun?
I mean, you did take the guy and then take the guy's gun and shoot
shooting
him
him with
with
his
it.
own gun.
Yeah, it's
That's
his own
fair.
gun.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yes. All right, go ahead and roll for effect.
It's gonna make a great story later.
That's a 4.
Okay, yeah. So he's wounded, but still up, and he's now babbling in anger about how you just shot him with his own gun, you jerk.
My mother.
I wasn't going to shoot you, and then you pulled a knife on me.
You're boarding our ship with weapons.
It's your weapon, to be fair.
We're pirates. What do you expect us to do? Now stand and deliver.
We have boarded this ship and we are ready with semantic arguments.
Our weapons are many. Most of them semantic arguments.
I can't wait to roll blood for semantics.
Yeah, so Elizabeth, by the way, is now on the sidelines looking thrilled by this and just says, yeah, right with his own gun, get him!
Yeah, just get to the willow. Shut up.
Dummy. Go across the planks.
Win your fight, come on.
Well,
She doesn't know, but we have how many cannons? Was it
Beautiful girl.
4,000.
I'm going to bash somebody with my discharged flintlock.
Hell yeah.
Whoever's closest to who isn't on my side or named Elizabeth.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Bash. Blood?
Yes, blood.
Blood.
2.
That's a no. It's a spirited attempt.
I missed.
But you fail to pistol whip the nearest person. And Elizabeth just shakes her head sadly and said, "Oh, that would have been so cool if it worked."
I'm just kind of awkwardly stumble dancing with this guy who was manning the gangplank, and anytime they pull out a weapon, like my goal is to just kind of accidentally knock it out of their hands or cause them to misfire. But all in the like, oh, woe is me. I'm a little nursemaid.
I like the fact that you are 100% doing like the Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is very Miss Doubtfire.
Yes.
Hello.
Oh no! Oh no! Splat!
Yeah, I think I would like to see another savvy roll here to keep the charade going.
I rolled another one.
Okay, hell yeah. We're in the thick of cooperation. That's gonna
The charade.
Charade.
All right. Nate, give me another blood save. The guy that you didn't pistol whip is gonna try to hit you again. Actually, yeah.
Can hardly blame him for.
Okay, and you artfully dodge out of the way. Are y'all? So
Where is Elizabeth?
Is Elizabeth impressed?
Elizabeth looks approving but not impressed. She's nearest to Nate of everybody and sort of sidling near the gangplank, but not. She's not going onto an empty ship.
Boy,
Argh happens on that ship.
More importantly, she doesn't want to miss the good fight, and she has not bothered to walk across the gangplank because she is busy heckling.
Paul Johnny jumps, or I should say he saunters. I don't really jump. Like into the line where Nate is trying to where Nate and this merchant are like slap fighting at this point, because they're just like throwing hands at each other. Neither of them are hurting each other. And I'm like, boy, put that girl on your shoulder and get her on our boat.
Muffin top.
Muffin top.
All right.
As I threaten the merchants with my elegant sword. I'm super glad I got this sword prop. It's great.
I'm going to say, pardon me, ma'am, and try to pick her up.
All right, that's going to be a blood roll.
I love that we raised such a polite name.
She's going to say, "Oh, how could you, you brute!" really unconvincingly. Give you a sort of half-hearted thwack on the back for the show of it. But it is clear that being kidnapped off of the ship by pirates was the cool thing she was hoping would happen.
The entire goal of this was that, literally. Dear
yeah.
Diary.
She's like, you're walking across, and she's like sort of kicking her legs in a fun way, just going, "Oh no, I'm getting kidnapped by pirates."
No, Miss Elizabeth.
We're
are you following?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Driftwood? Taylor?
I'll follow.
Yeah.
I think we should leave Driftwood behind. Personally. Could just be a trade. Driftwood for Elizabeth.
Well, Driftwood would probably be okay with that. So do you still want it?
Oh no.
I smacked Driftwood on the rump, the flat of my blade. Get over there, woman! Hiya!
Keep it together, Tony. You're a professional.
I say,
This is not the first time that you have been swatted on the bottom by an imaginary creature.
true. I say today even.
Hey!
I say, how dare you? I say, save me, and I grab the person by his lapels, and just kind of push back off of him to get myself up on the gangplank. Can I spend a star to like, as I push him back, have him like careen into a cannon or something dangerous to that, like and have it like spin around and threaten the ship?
Yeah.
Threaten which ship?
The one that I am currently standing on and about to leave, the merchant ship.
He was always fire.
I think you give him a good shove, and he hits some of the rigging, and it's a small ship, and it causes the boom to
the boom to swing across the deck. That's yeah.
So everyone on the other ship has to hit the deck. Is anyone still on the gangplank?
Me.
Give me a swagger roll to jump off of that quick.
With disadvantage.
Because you're
Oh,
Because I'm
right, because
seasoned.
you're old. Okay.
Oh, I rolled a 1 and a 2. A 1 and a 2 and a
and
1.
one.
My flag is the horizon. It's about looking out.
Well,
what's coming.
your flag is your max, but the one
Oh
is
no, that's the crew. You're right.
And I feel like Taylor could easily grab you.
Yeah, I'll scoop him up.
Does Taylor easily grab me?
Yeah.
Yes, great. All right. I lost my earring.
Oh no.
Oh, you're gonna have to get your ears pierced again.
Lost your earring and your eye patch.
I mean, I couldn't see it. I was really having a tough time seeing.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
I assumed it was because we were pretending to not be pirates that you took your eye patch off.
Oh,
Immersion. Yeah.
that was smarter. That's what it was. I did that because I'm a professional.
Yeah.
All right. So are we making a speedy exit?
Yes.
Yes.
That was the least confident yeses you've probably ever gotten.
I mean,
Alright.
the question is, do we want to use our 4,567 cannons?
Cannons, right.
I don't,
I would like to fire nearly 5,000 cannons onto their ship on the way out.
Should have put spaces in there, but I was sticking it in one cell.
You're right.
That's smart.
Let's instead furl our 345 sails.
Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, we
Okay.
can throw a rudder at them because we have 23 of them.
I think we should push a couple of thousand of those cannon off the edge to lighten ourselves so we can go faster.
Yeah, okay. It's a good plan.
Water.
Yeah, so the guys that you have waylaid are sort of licking their wounds, trying to get their boom pointed in the right direction. One of them's been shot.
Two of them have been shot.
Oh yeah, right. One with his own gun, one by the box child.
We run out of gun and we say, just keep on going where you were going. Don't turn around. And we leave you safe.
You can have the chest.
Yeah, they
Later on, the captain's like, where's that fancy chest that I bought?
Had a false
he's gonna
bottom
be-
in it.
It was filled full of treasure.
they're like, okay, go, please leave. Don't do any more things to us.
I'll throw the gun I stole back on board.
That's considerate of you.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, here's your gun.
Someone recovering the gangplank or at least disconnecting it.
Yeah, y'all are professionals.
Okay.
That's happened.
Okay.
You got it. Yeah, and
Luscious Johnny, who's another guy on the boat. He pulled it back.
He's the one with the piercing on the other ear.
Yeah, he's just got no. I mean, I'm still Long Johnny. I just have 2 earrings now, but
Okay.
it's actually it's weighing my ears down in a really weird way.
Huh.
mhm. Oh wait, that's really cute.
But I was just trying to like interact with the game mechanics a little to be like, oh, this would be a great idea where we could introduce another character that could be part of the truth. And I thought the word luscious was really good. And
Yeah,
then,
I like that.
and then I couldn't think of a human name, so I just said Johnny again.
Right.
That's just Johnny, who's been sleeping downstairs the entire time. So,
Yeah, he's
Gunfire woke him up.
I think there's at least 4 Johnnies with various monikers.
they're all LJs. They're all of them.
That's why they
You're
had-
tall Johnny, I thought.
Oh, you're right.
yeah, but tall Johnny to his friend, long Johnny to everyone else.
His name will go down in legend as Long John. Me.
There's Tall Johnny, and there's Long Johnny, and there's Luscious Johnny, and there's Lariat Johnny, who's the guy that has the whip. Everybody's
wow.
into that. That guy's awesome.
I love Lariat Johnny.
We should have woken Lariat Johnny up.
Yeah, he feels like he would have been more useful here.
Yeah.
Well, at least we got our gangplank back.
Are they giving chase?
No, not even a little bit. They want nothing further to do with you guys.
I can't imagine why.
We're able to rendezvous with the big scary Spanish ship with little trouble.
Well, wait, hold on. Does Elizabeth seem into that actually?
Yes, she is quite angry at you for taking her money and then ditching her.
Right, where's the rest of your money?
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, with all of my possessions on the ship that you were that you just left. But
Turn it back around.
Well, hey. Once we get rid of her, we just go rob that ship again.
Yeah,
Do you think we can ransom her back
right? Yeah.
to that ship?
Me and the captain used to always do this. We would lure them into a sense of false security by attacking them and then running away, and then we come back later and actually pirate them.
Wait, no.
He's not even
Here's the
later
deal.
land.
I think we could probably ransom Elizabeth back to the merchant ship in exchange for the money that she had then.
Look, she's.
I love your duplicitous nature. I think that I want to spend whatever marks I have in me and Taylor, starting this double crossing business.
Yeah. So what's the? So she's like, what took you guys so long? Like, why didn't you take over the ship undercover?
Oh, because we shot and killed the Spanish captain first. Because we were worried that
he's not dead.
Oh, right.
Just shot him. We just shot him.
Why?
Well, we thought he was, going to. He was into kidnapping, and kidnapping is wrong.
Yes, I don't know if you're aware of this, but like, you could have just asked us for a ride.
I mean, you literally could have said, "Hey, I have money. Please take me to."
Will you take me to an island?
You would have been like, "Yeah, let's rock and roll."
But
your plan was almost as bad as all of our plans.
I hear what you're saying. The thing is, if I do run away, I'll get disinherited. But if I'm captured by pirates, that's just tragic, right?
But you could have just said we captured you.
Well,
I would have loved to stage a show.
Nobody died.
I like this one.
We tried.
Yeah, pineapple.
Yeah, I'm the one who shot her lover, but I'm keeping my mouth shut about that. Unless one of my
no, she says I like this one, and then turns and says, "Wait, are you the one who shot? Who shot Julio?"
Yes, I am.
Down by the schoolyard.
Understanding, and I'm sorry.
No, we understood it.
With great sincerity. Do I get a savvy roll?
Yes, actually.
Julio.
I got a 1.
Are y'all backing him up? Are you gonna?
Oh no.
Absolutely not. We
He
buried
was
this child once
underground.
before, and we'll bury him again.
I will back him up because he was underground.
You're gonna also look like, nod like he's genuinely remorseful. Yeah, she's gonna ruffle your hair and kiss the top of your head and say, "Aw, well."
Oh, but I do that too. I'm like, oh, it's the eye, it's a pigeon cheek.
Listen, you probably should run with a different crowd, kid. Have you ever considered getting a real job?
I hate fishing.
Let's get this.
Plus, he wouldn't get so many cool tattoos at any other job.
I'm thinking about tattooing that the map that you gave us on his back, so we can find that cove again. That place was very useful.
Nice.
You can at least tattoo it where I can see it.
I'll tattoo it on your thigh.
God. But yeah, so anything more you'd like to do before we successfully drop her off with the Spaniard so she can go on her grand adventure?
Oh, I want her off the ship.
Do-
She is nothing but trouble.
Put her in her barrel.
Here is a hole. I think by that a barrel. Get in the barrel.
No,
I don't think there's anything we need to do.
I think the laws of the sea require us at this point to safely deliver her to her
I mean,
mother.
the big old cannons on the
Because we
ship that has
shot
been
it.
following you in
Yeah.
eye lines too
Yeah.
would probably agree with that. All right, so at the end of a session of Scurvy Buggers, any marks that we earned can sort of be shared by the party to forge bonds either amongst yourselves or with anyone new that you interacted with. And if you had a star spend that was, say, like a coincidental encounter with somebody you met before, like if a star spend created a character that comes in, that star actually counts towards making the bond with them.
Okay.
So it sort of counts double, I guess. But yeah. So I think how many of our how many marks did we earn by spending stars? So 1, 2, 3. I don't think I marked anybody's sheets other than Yeet and Nate. So I'm seeing 3. Tony and Keegan, did you spend stars?
I did.
1 or both?
I spent 1.
Okay, so we have four marks that have been generated by your adventure has shaped you that much. What do we want to do to
I have a proposal.
Mm-hmm.
Since Elizabeth was a character who came on and might someday reoccur, I would like to have a hopeless crush on her.
Oh, I love it.
I love it too.
Which also makes me be like, oh, I super want to make Elizabeth as a character, so that I can then torment you.
Yeah. Okay. So 2 stars for the hopeless crush.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 marks for the hopeless crush. Yeah.
2 marks for the hopeless crush, and of course she sees me as a misguided kid.
Yes.
I mean, I do feel like Julio is another. I feel like forming marks with the couple is probably good at this point in time. I don't feel like Julio probably has a lot of fondness for us, even after all this.
I mean, he got the thing that he wanted most in the world, and
True.
he wanted the second most in the world was to eradicate us.
But two marks would be disdain, right?
We could do disdain for 2 marks.
Well, I mean, if it's mutual disdain, then it's just 1.
No, I think we don't.
I think we
don't.
love him,
We don't. Yeah,
actually.
Julio doesn't bother us.
Okay.
We shot him
We
that
just think
once, but
Julio disdains us. Captain Julio is like, those guys are idiots. Which is going to be really weird when we start playing with Elizabeth as a character, and they keep being stuck up in ridiculous
trauma
stories.
Okay.
Because Elizabeth obviously wants to be a pirate.
Yes.
True.
True.
I don't think she thinks that, but okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's obvious to all of us.
that's because she hasn't met Lariat Johnny.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That would change things.
It's going to change everything. And young Nate is going to hate Lariat Johnny so much. Him and his hot pants. Woohoo!
I do have a proposal for a post-credit scene though to queue up the next one. Yeah, I think we zoom in on a Spanish style church with wedding bells ringing as we go inside. There's a lavish banquet being said in the reception hall, and wedding vows being said inside. As you see, I think Nate and you see Taylor and all the Johnnies, every single one of them, and
all of the Johnnies who fill an entire Johnny boat.
And Driftwood all sitting in the back row, Julio staring daggers at us. And then all of a sudden, somebody once says, "What kind of cake is that?" and somebody says, I'm pretty sure it's pineapple, and all of a sudden Nate just erupts out of the cake and shoots Julio again.
I thought you were gonna say they raised the veil and it's driftwood.
Well, it's
Oh, that's pretty good also too.
I was really expecting the keyword this time to be you may now kiss the bride.
And that's going to queue up season 2 real good for Scurvy Buggers. Cool. Let's do our reaction roll. Reaction roll is a live stream. Instead of a live stream, it's our chance to sit down with the creator of a game that we just played and talk about playing that game. Today, we are sitting down to talk with Irene about playing Scurvy Buggers, which is live right now over on Kickstarter. You can go to ttrpg.link/ScurvyKS. Make sure you eat some citrus fruit before you do, though we wouldn't want you to contract any diseases over there. We just want you to back the Kickstarter. So head on over there to check it on out. Irene, why don't you tell us who you are, what you do, and for folks who are just joining us or joined us late, tell us a little bit about Scurvy Buggers.
Hi, I'm Irene. I am also known as Space Job over on TikTok. I love talking about RPGs, and this is the first full one that I have wrote. So it is a found family pirate game using the polymorph system from 9th level, and it was hugely inspired by Our Flag Means Death, and also by sort of classic Hollywood piracy a la Captain Blood. Yeah.
Love it. Excited to play. Let's meet our other players and find out what they thought about it as a game. Joining us from across the world from where you are right now, who knows where they are at some sort of undisclosed location. We've got Steve Jackson. Steve, why don't you tell people who you are, what you do, and what it was like to play Scurvy Buggers?
I'm Steve Jackson.
Not that one, though. The other one.
Right,
The other Steve Jackson.
The other one. I write RPGs. I was guilty of Munchkin. And I had a great time being Nate. I mean, Nate has no idea what's going on, but he seems to have developed some character, and I like a system that makes that happen.
Love it. Do you have any questions you want to ask Irene about the game or its development? Because I know y'all never get to talk.
Never.
Go.
Not like you've ever been in the same room at the same time.
Is this a trick question? And if it is a trick question, what's the answer?
You should ask me a question that you'd like me to have the chance to answer on stream, like a collaborator.
Oh, I thought we were supposed to throw grenades at collaborators.
Yeah, collaborators.
Okay. Serious question. You play very fast and loose with history and historical fact in the game of the romance of piracy. Was that the plan all along?
Yes. The source material is like a lot of what inspired me about, a lot of pirate media is that it's sort of romanticizing certain elements, like especially like outsider narratives. And, so I love sort of taking historical characters. Like, I've had a hate on for Stede Bonnet as a historical figure for like 12 years. And so, finding out that he was the protagonist of a new show and then seeing it and being like, oh, he'd hate this show was fun for me. So I think there's definitely an element of like reclamation a little bit, which is like, I think that would really, like, these guys mostly sucked. And I think that us using their history, like finding meaning in it, especially as, a queer person, is fun. And there is a lot actually of history as well. Like, so there are cool elements of pirate history, but like in order to get to the cool elements, you have to ignore like the fact that the entire part of world history that created pirates was like European colonialism and a bunch of, wars and gross stuff that was going on at that time. And that's, this is a game about being on a ship with your mates.
Love it.
So
Love it. Awesome. Steve, I've got a reverse question for you. If you had to restat Scurvy Buggers for GURPS, what 3 GURPS source books would you use to do it?
Wow.
Any addition, your choice.
Let's see. I would probably use swashbucklers. Well, of course, I would use swashbucklers. And I would use musketeers because that gets us into the general time period. And then I would want magic to work as well, which it doesn't explicitly in Scurvy Buggers.
It's not real in Scurvy Buggers.
Right, it's not real in Scurvy Buggers. But I think that games that have working magic in the pirate era are cool. So I'd throw in the magic source.
Betrayal.
Stabbed in the back.
Look.
Stabbed in the front.
Who's to blame?
You can decide what levels of majory are available for purchase in your own home game, Irene. That's fine.
I just wanted there to be one pirate game that didn't have zombies or magic.
That's in the
There is
expansion.
one. It's called Run Out Your Guns.
Yeah.
Awesome. Steve, thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate it. Keegan, let's go to you next. Tell us who you are, what you do, and what it was like to play Scurvy Buggers.
Yeah, hi, I'm Keegan. You can find me online at KeeganEXE or streaming here on +1. Yeah, this was a blast. This was a lot of fun. I don't think I have any particular questions offhand.
Awesome. Cool. Great. Yeet, why don't you tell us who you are, what you do, and what it was like to play Scurvy Buggers?
I was so excited to play this game. I've been waiting to play it ever since Irene came to 9th level, who I work for, and said, hey, I want to get a license for Polymorph to make this game. And Heather, who runs 9th level, was like, or, you could pitch it to us. And Irene went, wait, that's a thing I could do? And we were like, yeah, we would, like, that sounds interesting. And then she pitched this game to us, and we were like, yeah, we want to make that game. This is a game we want to make. So we are very excited. But I am Yeet the Kobold. I am the spokes Kobold for 9th level games, and you can find me on 9thlevel.com or over on YouTube or on the TikToks. I do the TikToks. That's where I'm primarily at. And my question for Irene is, if you were going to run this with GURPS, what 3 source books would you use? Because Irene is the youngest person I know that is obsessed with GURPS. Like a true statement.
So I would also use swashbucklers.
That makes sense.
Second pick is going to be social engineering.
Mm.
I really want that focus.
I can see that.
And then if I'm running this in GURPS, I think a lot of that, the reason for that is going to be that I really want some crunch. So I'm actually going to say mass combat to do big ol' boarding actions.
Interesting.
I
I of course would take GURPS Vampire the Masquerade, GURPS GURPS Transhumanism, and GURPS Vehicles. That's what I would do.
Because why not?
Because if I was going to make a pirate game using GURPS, I would want it to be about living pirate ships that are fighting an age-old battle between whether or not they are Ventru or Gangrel, but they're actually just pirate ships that are transhumanistic across time. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And as Tony has wonderfully said many, many times, this is currently on Kickstarter. You can get a copy of Scurvy Buggers for yourself.
Love it. Love it. We always love it when we get to play a polymorph game here. I love what the math does. I think it's super fun. I love the way it's been themed through this. I do really love what flags are doing specifically also too. In this setting.
Neat, right?
Do what?
It's neat. Like that the mechanically the you get to create your flavor and get your, I love that.
I mean, like it really does change the like. Think I've played D4 characters more than I have played any other character across all the polymorph systems I've played, and I like all the dice size. They're all fun. They all feel very different. I think it does really great things. And I'm super enthralled with the system, and I know that you are also one of the reasons you approached about making it. But yeah, when you play a D4 character, it can just feel like, oh, I just succeed a whole lot. Even though I really shouldn't, because I roll a 1 and a 4 all the time.
Which is funny because I think when people come to polymorph, they're like, "Oh, the D4 is no good."
Yeah, but it rocks. Like
it's a totally different experience because it's about what do you want to do in the game, right? What do you want to do in the game?
Yeah.
Now, if you're like, "Hey, what I want to do is jump out of this box and shoot people," when people say pineapple, then you should be the D8. That's how it works. I mean.
Yeah.
Know your role.
But no, it felt very different because specifically of that flag. And I think that's going to be my question is kind of where did that evolution come in the conversation, right? Like what point did you kind of how did that evolve in the course of play?
That was the first idea that I had. That was literally the whole thing. Was that I, like that Mazes has a crown, and that like there's like, well, pirates have a flag. And then again, I had just watched like the start of Our Flag Means Death, and they're all making their own little individual flags, and I was just like, that's adorable.
Cats are scary.
And like that was the thing that I basically wanted to build everything else around. That was the first thing that I came up with.
Okay. I have a concept question. If the way that a character develops over time seems to dictate it, could they change role?
I think that could happen. I haven't written rules for role change. I think like that is largely immutable, but there's no reason you couldn't do it. I mean, I think you could also, like, you could probably, if things justify it, your flag might change, right? Like, let's say your flag has been blood, you've been out for revenge, and you get it.
Now you have achieved it.
And, well, great, now this guy's dead, do you feel fulfilled? And what's your new flag now? Like, what is keeping you going now that this sort of arbitrary... So, yeah, like, there's definitely remaking yourself because of events. Makes sense.
I want to see someone have a flag that's revenge, complete the revenge, and then change their flag to very satisfied person.
I'm happy all the time.
And then just float. Yes.
I think at that point you've retired. Like you're
the only time that we've seen a polymorph game involve changing a die is the idea of like shape change in Mazes.
Which I have done on stream. It's
you've done on stream on this very show right here. But the idea of that being it over time, you could totally change. That makes sense.
Yeah, especially if your character got unceremoniously killed at the end of a season and the fandom was really upset about it, and then you were probably going to come back for the third season. Maybe it's with a different die. Who knows what happens? That's a totally abstract example.
But it's the 24 issue, right?
Yeah.
Like if you go from being a D4 because you're just a pencil pusher to being the D8 because now your friends are dead and you're the last henchman of the monarch. D8.
Yeah.
But you're not necessarily writing explicit rules for that, but narratively you could just decide, hey,
no,
this has happened, and
and like because of the troop style nature, right? So like at the end of this, you're gonna write kind of what's going on that you want to keep going for next time. So I think if a character is started out one way and it keeps like notes keep saying they basically end up acting a very different way, then maybe that's gonna change. I think. Nate's definitely getting stand and deliver as a catchphrase written on his character sheet so that the next person who picks it up knows how to play him, right?
Yeah.
I
should do that.
The character sheet is still in development.
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be some interesting things. Like you like one of the things that I want to see is all of your crewmates like listed on your sheet so that you can remember when, and by remember I mean when you pick it up because you're now playing a character that someone else played. Oh, I don't like this guy, or I'm totally in love with her, or what, or oh yes, I'm supposed to yell, stand and deliver.
And that is another good point to highlight. Tell us a little bit more about the decision to embrace troop style play for the game.
So it goes back to the source material a lot, where like I think, and especially talking about Argh Lightning Death again, but like some of the best moments in that show involve like player versus player, or somebody dying, or something else really high stakes. And I think a lot of the time players are kind of afraid to embrace that, because if you only have the one character, then it feels like your attachment to the game, like you're going to lose something. And so what I wanted out of this was to have those be the most fun, exciting moments. And so the idea, like it's catchphrase that I've had is kind of drive it like you stole it, where you have this character, you want to do something that messes them up, because then you get to write on the sheet, and then next time, so everyone should be excited if two of you are going to duel, right? Because, or, you know, if the more like big action that gets to happen, like the more memorable it's going to be, but you're going to play someone else next week. And so the shared ownership makes it more fun for bad things to happen to a character, I think.
And the decision, which I Irene, when you did this, I think it's super rad, which is the GM, the MC, makes a character during the session 0, so that there's one available, even if the very first thing that happens at the table is two people get into a duel and one of them dies.
Yes. And
no downtime. Immediately, like, oh, here you go. You're Larry and Johnny now. Go, play this saucy minx.
Also a selfish motivation here, which is that, so I have very busy friends and a hard time keeping a consistent group. And so because of the troop style nature, it can go off if you have an extra person one week, or you don't have someone, or, you know, maybe the GM is overwhelmed and somebody should run a game for her every once in a while. And so,
hypothetically.
And so it like encourages rotating GMs even if you want, and everyone can kind of add their own style to it.
Love it. I'm super excited about it. I hope people will go over and check it out. Really excited that you all have funded. Any exciting stretch goals, any other things that you have coming up for the campaign that you want to give us a +1 exclusive on, or just shout out right now?
+1 exclusive. We have already we've already hit a stretch goal for an adventure being designed by a couple of kids in Canada.
I thought the adventure was going to be the 6K.
Is that what it is? I don't know.
We're about to hit that one, I think.
Maybe we're about to hit that one. There's an adventure coming by some people that we gave the manuscript to, and they were really excited about it. And there's stuff. And what we're adding is one of the things on the Kickstarter is a deck of cards that involves some things to do with the game, but also characters that you can pick up and play immediately that are historical pirates. We're going to add a whole bunch more if we have that stretch goal, which looks like we will, especially if
we're really close. We're at...
Go and buy a copy.
Yeah.
On Kickstarter.
There are some very cool bandanas in the add-on section too.
There are. I was eyeballing those bandanas.
So headscarves are Bug, who's part of the 9th level crew. They and their brother do a lot of like Ren Fair like stuff. They make like leather goods, and they make cool stuff. And one of the things they make is these like really rad headscarves. And they were like, hey, you guys could use them. And we were like, oh, that would be cool. And why don't we, so we did that. And so there's definitely going to be a time in the future where I get to wear a headscarf, and that's going to be great. Great.
Love it.
Yeah.
Head over, check it out. Would love to see how high the project goes. Irene's been a phenomenal friend and collaborator. Somebody I look forward to seeing in person anytime we get to have them on stream. So it was great to have you come run the game for us. Yeet, great to have you for the first time. Hope we get to see you again. Steve,
Yeah, we never played a game before.
You and I have never played a game together before.
I thought we had, but now that I'm thinking about it,
other people from Ninth Wizards and I have gotten a chance to play a
Yes.
game. Not Ninth Wizards, Ninth Level have gotten a chance to.
Evil Wizard from Ninth Level has
Evil
definitely.
Wizard from Ninth Level. We got to play multiple games. First time for you and I though. And Steve, again, hope you get to come back again sometime and play also too. I say this a lot, but since you are here, I do want to shout it out. There's a very large chance that if Steve Jackson games didn't exist and the work that Steve didn't happen, that +1 would not exist because I started as a Steve Jackson MIB. It's how I got involved in games. GURPS was the first game that I played extensively at tabletop role-playing games and really helped launch me into loving teaching and sharing games with other people. So I personally am very thankful of your work, but everything we do here really stems from my involvement with Steve Jackson games in my early 20s also too. So really grateful for everything that you have done and the great games that y'all make also too. So
we're awesome too.
Yeah. With that said, we've got a couple great streams coming up this week, and we have this one tomorrow. We've got slime molds and epicures. There's more words in that title. It's an Aaron adventure that's up right now by Nick and the team over at Twisted Jester Studios that makes Aaron. We're really excited to play that tomorrow with them back here on stream at 4 p.m. And then on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to be playing Mythic Bastionland with Chris McDowell and the creative team over there, along with some of our great players. Keegan and I will be here all weekend long. We are both excited about that and going to be very, very sleepy. We have done a ton of great streams in the last couple of weeks. I'm really excited about all the great things that are coming up here at +1. If you want to follow any of those, you can find us here live on Twitch. Check out all the videos on demand after the fact over on YouTube. Also, we simulcast. You technically can watch them live there also, but they're up right afterwards. So if you just caught part of this stream, it's a great place to catch it. If you want to know how to support the stream, you can subscribe at any of the places, and that gives us financial support. But really, the main thing we would love people to do is go to rpgzine.club. Check out RPG Zine Club. It's creating better sustainability for us as a brand, but more importantly, it's letting us support and help get small and emerging creators, diverse voices who are making amazing zines into print and sending them out. We've got digital options. So if you live somewhere else in the world and don't want to get a physical shipment or pay for shipping, you can do that. We also have great international shipping options, as well as them being available here in the US. The next 2 games we have coming out, which if you sign up this month, you'll get if you sign up today, you'll get the zines from last month, which are Spin the Bottle and The Corrupted by Dylan, Super Dylan and Navarre Jackson, respectively. Next month, we've got Layers of Unreality, which we played on stream last week. Keegan ran with Josh Hiddy from Ostrich Monkey. It's a liminal horror or system agnostic horror adventure. And then we've got Fear the Taste of Blood, which we'll be playing sometime in the next week or two with Kayla Dice, who is the creator of that game. It's a great homage to Monster Mash kind of movies. Really excited to sit down and play that one with Kayla. It uses the Beyond the Rift system that Jeff and Dee have really popularized. Super excited to get those out in people's hands. Love seeing the pictures of packages online and love the conversations that are happening over in our Discord around that. So want to support us, want to support creators, rpgzine.club is a great spot to do it. But before you go there, head over to ttrpg.link/scurvybuggersks. Check out the Kickstarter.
Just Scurvy KS.
Just Scurvy KS, no buggers in that one. Until next time, we don't have a good way to end streams. And at this point, we're not interested in figuring one out. So we're just going to wave